Alright, what's good, y'all? It's Butterfly Mac. We back. Yeah. Alright. I was so fucking mad last stream, bro. Come on. We are hour and 30 minutes in. Let me make sure, yeah. Hour 30 minutes in. And Devon checks the stream and he like, not gonna lie, I can't hear you. I'm like, gang, what you mean? What you mean? I go on there. You can't hear my voice, bro. So I've been streaming with no mic on. This, I guess, it wasn't connected at all. Once I go to the OBS settings, bro, that shit wasn't even like clicking. So I'm like, man, fuck this stream, bro. And I turned that shit off, bro. I was heated, bro. But we back in. I checked before I started the stream. Mic work and everything. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully I don't do anything crazy during mid-stream. But we locked in now. Now that means we missed a few chapters. So I only did one or two. So, but that was filler chapter anyways. Let's be honest. It was filler chapters. So, but it was some funny parts in it which I'm mad about. But I was able to at least restart chapter 22. So we got 4 more chapters because I believe it ends on chapter 26. But 4 more. Let's get it done so we can, on Wednesday, we can get to a new game. And I'm gonna do a specific one instead of spinning the wheel because I've been wanting to do it game, and the person who made the game followed me on TikTok. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I might as well play the game. You know what I'm saying? I might as well play the game. So that's the plan. Alright, let's lock in. Chapter 22. Alright. The very next day, I let Khalil know what I found. So there's five supers in those archives who can turn invisible. He repeats what I said. Technically, there's way more. However, these 5 can not only turn themselves invisible, but other objects as well, including their clothes. Khalil looks over the 5 folders I picked up and placed them on the coffee table. We don't know that guy who attacked you is one of them, though. He crosses his arms and leans back into the couch. True, I admit. They may very well have nothing to do with the guy that attacked me. But it's worth a shot to find out, don't you think? Some of them have addresses. We can go in. You are not going anywhere. Khalil interrupts me. I fix him with a glare, my eyebrows lowering. Just because I got hit last time doesn't mean it'll happen again. No, it's too dangerous. I don't trust it. How do you fight a guy you can't even see? Look, I'm getting some self-defense training from James in New York. Would that put your mind at ease? Khalil just laughs at the audacity. You think a few tricks can help you go against a super involved with Julio of all organizations? He shakes his head in disagreement. You're mad. I'm not letting you go again. Kane and I can figure things out ourselves. Hey, if you're not letting me investigate, I forbid you from going out on your own as well. Who says I'm going out in the field? I've got my drone, you know. Ah, yes. It was very helpful in the rain last time, I grumbled. Don't assault my drone, he snaps. Whatever. I'm just not going to stay locked up again. I did that on another planet, and I'm done waiting around, I say proudly. I know it's dangerous, that's why I'm taking some lessons to be able to protect myself better. But one way or another, I'm going to find out who this guy is and why he's the last person our parents had contact with. Khalil throws his hands up in the air. Do what you want, but not until after I see it with my own hands. See it with my own eyes. You can protect yourself. Until then, sit back and let me and Kane deal with it. I bite down on my bottom lip and look away. Fine, fair enough. It seems I'm going to have to shape up a bit before I can investigate further. A few days later, going through some rigorous training from James, we're at it again early in the morning. I slide my hand across my shoulder, stretching my neck. My muscles feel so stiff and sore. Should not be getting used to it by now. Sore shoulders? Asks Eeyore in a concerned tone. I confirm. Throwing out all those punches just makes my arm feel super tired. Well, that's because you're a beginner. Keep at it, it'll be easier. He cheers me on. I give him a smile. Thanks. Let's hope. Alright, show me the moves. You're restraining her from behind. James inserts himself into our light conversation, using a tone that means he's not in the mood for chit chat. Eeyore grabs me from behind again, a chokehold position that I've repeated many times by now. To be fair, I'm getting used to this routine. It's easier to grab. I punch backwards and deliver a full combo on Eeyore before he releases me. James remains quiet, however, his arms folded across his chest. He's been watching me like a hawk these past few days, correcting even the most minor postures and mistakes. It's a little unnerving to be examined so closely. At times I feel like I'm performing worse when he's watching. I get nervous. Now from the front, dodge his attempts. He instructs us. York stands in front of me and I spread my feet apart with my hands in front of my face, ready to disengage. York tries to grab my wrist, but I quickly deflect it with my own. He keeps repeating it, getting closer and closer to me each time. Remember to step back, James tells me. Noticing I'm letting Eeyore get too close. Always maintain a proper distance between you and your attacker. I jump back to put some distance between us. Except Eeyore is also light on his feet and he lunges forward, successfully grabbing my wrist and pulling me closer. I push my palm against his chin, delivering a swift blow. Then I knee him in the groin and he leaves himself wide open. With a gulp, Eeyore backs away, a pain expression on his face. Oh no, did I hurt you? I asked, fussing over him. I tried to keep it light. No, it was a good shot, he says through a grimace. All I can do is give him an apologetic look. Time to switch partners, James announces, stepping forward himself. It's clear Eeyore is holding back, but so are you. Your attacks are restrained. You need a hit like you mean it. I went a little. He's right. I have been holding back. It's hard to want to punch Eeyore for real. Maybe I wouldn't have such reservations against James' smug face. Eeyore, resume your own training. I'll take it from here. Eeyore bows and leaves the two of us alone. Let's see how you fare against someone more competent, he says as he unfolds his arms. That doesn't sound ominous at all. Come at me, I roar, getting into a fighting stance. James throws back his head with a smirk. Have it your way. In the instant, he's in front of me, grabbing my wrist before I can react. He twists me around and pins my arm behind my back. I struggle to break free. He has an enormous amount of strength, forcing me into submission. He lowers his face next to my head. You're dead, he says. Jane releases me, taking a step back. You're small. Use it to your advantage. Make yourself a target that is hard to catch. Move, dodge, and duck. And he spreads his feet apart, getting ready once more. Again, he announces. When he approaches me again, I sidestep, ducking away from his grab. Except he's faster than I am. He throws an arm around my neck, pulling me to his chest. I step on his foot, but he pulls it back, making me slam my heel against the ground. Frustrated, I try to groin attack, but he hugs me so close to his body, I'm unable to move my arm. Yet again, there's a hint of amusement in his tone. It makes you want to smack him. James lets me loose, and I huff in annoyance. Your priority is not to get grabbed in the first place, he lectures, because no matter what moves you know, someone stronger than you will always have the upper hand. Let's test that theory out then, I warn him, narrowing my eyes at him. He makes his move, approaching me with velocity. I end up invading him, skirting around that field, staying light on my feet. But James is so much faster, I'm able to keep up with him. And within a split second, he's behind me again. One arm wrapped around my neck, and the other holding my left arm. When I try to punch backwards, James does the same thing before, pulling me closer that I can't hit him. Frustrated, I conjure up a thread from all my fingers, weaving them together to make a cohesive piece of rope. With this rope, I hook it around his arm that's restraining my neck and yank on it. Surprised by the sudden pull on his arm, James' hold weakens, allowing me to wiggle to freedom. I jump away, grabbing a piece of woven rope with me. A smirk creeps onto my face, feeling quite proud of myself for escaping him. That's not what we taught you, he says, looking at the white rope in his hand. I dissolve it and shrug at him. You said I can't be someone more powerful than me, but I don't need to be stronger than them, just smarter. It's clever, I'll give you that, he admits. Perhaps it would be better to train you while keeping that in mind. He points in my hand. Make this, I say, making a single thread go from the tip of my index finger. Yes. I was under the impression it only served medical purposes, but I've been wrong about that. You can apply it in combat as well. He steps closer to me, suddenly very interested in my ability. How strong is it? A little gritty, he's showing interest. I show him how strong the thread is by spreading it between both hands and snapping it apart. It's not that strong. It's just a good tug and it snaps. But if I weave it together like this, I say I conjure multiple threads from my fingertips, then it becomes stronger, like a piece of rope. I lace together a string around a meter long and then detach it from my fingers, handing over to James. He gives it a close inspection, tugging at it to gauge the string. He also weighs it as he moves his hand up and down. It's lightweight, he does. Then he pulls it apart into pieces without much effort. Giving one last glance, he hands it back to me. Maybe strong enough to hold your own weight. You know, that's how I caught you, I say as I dissolve the rope. Caught me, James repeats, his eyebrows raising. Alright, you probably don't remember. The first time I saw you, you were falling from the sky. I weaved the net between two poles to catch you. I gestured with my hands to show him the scale of the net I had to make. I was so afraid I wouldn't be fast enough, but luckily I caught you without injuring you, I say with a triumphant smile. He slowly tilts his head to the side as he takes his information in. This is completely new to him. It seems I owed you my life even before everything. Mumbles quietly, eyes cast on the dirt in front of him. Yeah, well, you ended up being a bad guy here and kidnapping me. That's my thanks for helping you, I say. James clicks his tongue. Lessons learned, haven't we? Don't emphasize with the enemy. I didn't know whose side you were on, I argue back. But even so, I told you that night. I can't stand by doing nothing when I know I have the power to help someone. I look back at him, a flash of determination flickering in my eyes. Even knowing who you are and what would have happened to me, I'd do it all over again too. James slowly closes the gap in between us. He's right in front of me. His gaze is just as intense as his posture. How I've wronged you so much, yet you still look at me with your unyielding eyes, like a fire that can't be put out. Something inside me wavers, like I'm becoming entranced by him. You have integrity, standing by your beliefs. I can respect that, he says with a low whisper. We stare at each other for a while. It's weird and a little exciting. I'm getting excited. He all but told me he respects me. Coming from James, that feels huge. My heart can't stop beating faster. And I suddenly don't know how to move my body anymore. Weren't we supposed to be training? How did we end up in this conversation? After a few more seconds, James retreats, stepping away from me and creating some space between us. It feels like I can breathe normally again. Now, let's resume training. Try and use that ability of yours if you can. I nod at him as I get into fighting stance. Alright, I'm ready. A flash of a genuine smile on James' face stops me dead in my tracks. I'm going to have to get used to your nodding, he says with a light manner. I'm absolutely floored to see him act so carefree. I have only seen him smile once at the Maka festival towards his sister, but never directed to me. God, it feels good. It feels like an absolute rarity to see. My lips pull into a smile of my own. You're going to have to get used to a lot of things with me, I reply, matching his tone. James stops smiling, his face back to his usual self, launching himself towards me. Dang, it was fighting till nighttime. We've been at it for hours. James is unabashedly strong and ridiculously fast, but I'm improving. I'm starting to keep up with him, even using my thread to get me out of difficult situations. But now I'm just getting drained and tired. James hasn't even broken a sweat. I'm so salty about that. I'm drenched in my own sweat and I reek. I get out of my fighting stance. James, can we quit now? I'm whining. Except that that was the wrong move. James already running towards me, Sound like he rocked my shit, bro. With the unguarded body, his attempt to grab me ends up knocking me over off my feet. Damn. I yelp and crawl at his chest, trying to catch myself. It's no use. I fall down the dirt with him on top of me. You on top. The force of James' push is so big, makes you want to tumble across the dirt, rolling around until we come to a stop. Why you so close? With the elbows planted onto the sides of my head, James gazes down at me, pure fear reflecting in his eyes. God, his entire body is crushing me. He's so heavy. His heart is beating fast, the melody almost erratic. My breathing is out of whack, too. Are you hurt? He asks, scanning my body for any injuries. I blink up at him as I realize what it means, the oath. He can't harm humans. Don't worry, your heart is still beating. I pain. Future. I didn't think you would suddenly drop your guard. Sorry, I'm a boo. We could have both died. I feel so guilty, but also completely terrified that he's right. We could have died if he had hurt me. James removes himself from me and swiftly pulls me up to my feet as well. It's then that I notice a small scrape on my elbow. Oh, huh, I did get hurt, I say, showing James a small scrape. James flickers between my elbow and his hands. You're not dead, he states. That's a genius observation, I say with a snort. James fixes me with a glare. You know very well what I mean. The oath we took. Is it not working? He questions. I have no idea either. Is it faulty? I stare back at the right in my hand and see a faint line of oath. I don't think so. Then why are we alive? I think, and I'm making a huge assumption here, maybe there's a distinction between intent and accident. Clearly you didn't mean to hurt me. It was an accident. James crosses his arms, looking a bit peeved. Training is over. Let's return and replenish ourselves, he says stiffly. I'm all in agreement with that. I admit, it was nice to see him panic a little bit. Khalid has spent the next few days investigating the address of the superheroes who can turn invisible. Another dead one, he says, throwing a folder onto the coffee table. What was it this time, I asked. Cancer. Can't hide from that, I guess. Dead for 2 years. Okay, yes. Being dead definitely gets you crossed off the list. We've gone through 4 of them so far. They've either moved out of the country, are dead, or just missing completely. There's only one left. We're working on the 8-year-old data. It's not going to help us much, says Khalil. Seems Mr. Invisible has left. He's in the next town over. At least it's not far, I say, browsing through the last folder. That's going to have to wait. Kane is out on his own mission at the moment. Huh? Kane's gone? I mean, he's a super after all. He's got to do missions every now and then to earn money. What if I go, I suggest. Khalil fixes me with a strong, disapproving glare. You're kidding me. Of course not. I've been receiving training, you know. It's been like a week. My God, you are one irritating little booger. You know that? I groan. I'm thinking of your safety here. If Kane's not around to protect you, who will? James, I'll blurt out. Khalil blinks several times at me, his head twitching. He bursts out laughing. He kicks the table and punches the air, then clicks his tongue and gives me his finger guns. Good one, sis. I don't know why I said it, but now that his name has left my lips, I'm starting to see that it could work. Bringing a beefy guy along with me as a bodyguard, surely that'll scare anyone off. I mean, he doesn't seem to be physically hurt. He doesn't need to physically hurt anyone. It's just enough for him to appear threatening, I say. Khalil sits up straight, giving me a funny look. Wait, you're serious? He could be my backup, I explain. He's got really good senses, you know. That lump of alien shit kidnapped you on another planet, then tried to attack Earth again, he cries out loud. Why would you even trust him enough to help you? Do I? A month ago, I returned back to Earth. I would say I trusted you, but I wouldn't have an answer for James. Except, I think my feelings have started to change. Well, first of all, he's under oath, so he honestly has no choice but to listen to me, I say. Second of all, he's already been training to get better at self-defense. It shows good faith. Khalil shakes his head, rubbing his temples. You're mad. Bonkers. Kane was right about that Stockholm thing. I punched his shoulder, glaring at him. Don't joke about that. Look, He's big and bulky, but could get me out of trouble. If Kane isn't available, then he's our next best option. Hold on. It's not like we can hire a super of our own protection. The forestry company would know. Then we have them breathing down our necks, asking us questions, and we don't want them finding out our parents are actually vigilantes. I hate that you make a good point, he grumbles. But you're supposed to be laying low, he points out. At least with Kane, you were wearing a helmet so people couldn't see you. I know, super mall girl or whatever, relax. I'm not trending anymore. I quickly start thinking of some designs I can use. I'll wear disguise. You're going to make your own super suit, aren't you? I give him the whitest and cheekiest grin I can muster up. That's right. Eric looks at me with curious eyes as I run around various boxes of fabric. Wow, so you're gonna be a soldier? He asks in wonder. I hold up a piece of white latex and laugh. No, not exactly. I'm just going to investigate a lead on the man who could turn himself invisible, and I'm gonna make myself a super suit so that people won't recognize me. I'm a little confused on how wearing something flashy makes you stand out less, he says sheepishly. It'll work, trust me, I say with confidence. I just need James to work with me. I mutter as I bite down on my thumb. I haven't asked him yet. What do you want, Prince James, to act as my bodyguard? Yorick stands up straight and pounds on his chest. If you are in need of protection, I am willing to serve you, he says with a respectful bow. I smile at him. He's always so eager. I'm glad he got to stay on Earth with me. I'd miss him too much otherwise. Thank you so much for the offer, Yorick. He grins at me. I said grinds. Thinking I'll agree to it, but I think James is a better fit. I know you're both competent when it comes to combat, but neither of you can attack anyone in the first place. It's about looking intimidating. Yorick's brows droop. Yeah, sorry. You're very cute in human form, not exactly something that instills fear in people. That makes him look even more dejected. I'm useless then. No, I say quickly, feeling guilty. You're here for moral support. My bedroom door suddenly burst open. What's this I hear about looking intimidating? James demands to know. What's up with that hearing of yours? I question loudly. Also, can't you knock first? James gives me a long glance and casually knocks on the door wish list, keeping eye contact with me. He ain't shit for that. Haha, very funny, I quip. I'm not acting funny, he replies, Japan. York snorts and responds, whatever, I want to ask you something. Well, do you want to act as my bodyguard for a little while? I ask, suddenly feeling stupid for asking. He tilts his head to the side, giving me a strange look. Bodyguard, he repeats. Yes, I'm going to a place where a super lives who can turn invisible to see if he's the same one that attacked me. I think I could use a little backup. You're asking me, a prince, to protect you? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking. He helps and responds. Do you know how that sounds? Look, all you need to do is stand around looking Brody, just like you're doing right now. Perfect snarl. You got it just right, I say innocently, smirking at him. Asking Prince James seems a little beneath him. York admits. I'll do it. Both York and I stare at James like we didn't hear him correctly. What? I say dumbly. This is the man that attacked you before, yes? Asks James. Yes, I say slowly. Then I shall go with you. Still can't quite wrap around his logic, but he's saying yes at least. I was expecting more of a struggle, that I'd be forced to use the oath card, and he doesn't have a choice. It hasn't been too long since you started training, but I believe you should be able to defend yourself much better now. I'll go to oversee, he explains. Prince James is not honest. He's just worried you'll get hurt again. York whispers to me. James narrows his eyes. York, be quiet or I'll throw you into a lake. York shrieks and backs away. You wouldn't. You know Gaiote can't swim, he says in a fearful tone. He smirks at him. Exactly. Can you stop threatening York, please? I ask with a loud sigh. When do we leave? James asks, his tone serious. I look around my room. As soon as I finish my suit, I have to wear something so people don't recognize me when I go out. How many days? He asks more urgently. I'll have it ready in 2 days, I say quickly. Then we should prepare. Let's go. Let's head out to train. Now I whine. I was about to work on my suit. I had all these designs in my head ready to go. If you want my help, you're going to have to work for it, he says, a cocky smile gracing his features. Prince James is right. You should train as much as you can before facing the invisible man again. Alright. I'll train again. But please leave some time for me to finish my own work. Manage to beat me and you can wrap training up early, he says. I groan. That means I'll be training all day. Get to it then. James then disappears from my room. I pull the tab all the way up to my zipper, completely fit it into my own suit. I stretch out my arms and do a few squats. Huh? What the hell is that? Clearly as he enters the living room. This, I say, flaunting my body, is my super suit. You look like a squatting white frog. I growl at my brother. My design is very sophisticated. Thank you very much. Sophisticated. Yeah, you're right. I take it back. You look like a PlayStation 5 instead. He wrong as hell for that. I shove Khalil onto the couch with a hug. Don't be an annoying little pest. I'm about to head off, you know. His playful demeanor changes. You're officially a vigilante now. You know that, right? So were Mom and Dad. And look how that turned out for them. I give him a cold look. That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. Then gives a sigh. And then tosses me a metal can. Here, he says as I catch it, spray the dude if you come across him, it's blue paint. How would that help? I question. He could turn matter invisible aside from himself. Khalil rolls his eyes. Yes, exactly. Which means you're going to see the man shaped hole in the middle of all that blue floating paint. Easy to find, no? Oh, I feel a bit slow. That's definitely work. Now that... Where's that meathead? I need to have a word with him before you leave, says Khalil, looking around for James. He's outside, probably doing a bit training before we leave. I stuff the can into my pocket. I'm strapped to my waist. We both leave the cabin to go outside. At least it isn't raining this time around. I suspected James training off in the distance, right near the pier. York appears to be his sparring partner. James, I holler at him, waving my hand. They halt their training and walk towards us. James is already in his gear. Now you two are matching idiots from Rex Khalil. I knock him over his head, giving him a disapproving stare. Hey, he protests. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. You can show that opinion up here. Oh. Are we moving out? James cuts in. Oh, we are matching. Look at this. I stopped arguing with Khalil and nodded my head. Yes, are you ready? To find an invisible man without being able to use my own powers, he fires back. You don't need your powers. Can't you sniff them out? You always manage to do that when I'm bleeding. Khalil nostrils flare up. Bleeding? Did you hurt my sister? He yells at James. No, I quickly cut in. Not that kind of bleeding. Never mind. Let's go. Good luck, Mia, son. May you return safely, said York as he bows his head in front of me. Khalil suddenly pokes his finger into James' chest. Look, you better bring my sister back in one piece, alive and well. If I know that she's so much has a scratch on her, I'm going to toss you into the pool of piranhas and piss on your remains. This nigga's insane. James keeps his cool probably because he has no idea what piranhas even are. Enough with the death threats. Don't pee on anyone, Khalil says. Khalil. That's gross. Just follow us with the throne. I start guiding James towards the car. See you later. I wave at him. Alright, we gotta lock in. With the location entered in GPS, we're on our way to Guion, the town next to Clenair. It's a little strange to be driving a car with James as the passenger seat next to me. We're both wearing super suits as well. Make sure you put your mask on when we leave the car, I warn him. I had to make him a small mask to cover up most of his face. I don't want Foyster Inc. realizing James has left the premises. Cleo's already hacking their tracking on James in the first place. But if his face gets captured by a security camera, then there's nothing much we can do. It feels a bit unnecessary comments. They can't know you left, same for me. We're both not supposed to be out right now. I say in return. James' body lurches to the side of the car and he shakes his head, trying to keep himself balanced. He coughs and sits up straight. Strange. Figures you like this as well as you. Figure you're like this as well as on your own planet. He mentions. Like what? He takes in a deep breath, not listening to authority. I sort of responds, guess not. I enter a roundabout and James clutches the car door, his face looking pained. Actually, last time we were in the car, he was on the edge as well. It's just not as noticeable because I had Eric with me who kept talking to me about the things he was seeing. Hey James. I call his name as we exit the roundabout. Ugh. What is it? He asks, sounding pain. Are you nauseous? He stares out the window though he's unable to hide the paleness in his face. Ugh. No, he answers. There's no need to concern yourself. Standard James talk. I bet he's car sick. I'm trying to drive slowly and avoid roundabouts when I can. After a while of silence, James speaks up. What up, piranhas? He questions. I stifle a giggle. I knew it was bothering him that he didn't know what Khalil meant. Alright, we finally arrived at our destination. Before exiting the car, I pull up my own mask over my nose. You sure you're okay? I ask, concerned about James. He seems to be wobbling a bit on his feet, even breaking out a sweat. The car ride was not easy on him. Fresh air is good, he says, inhaling out loudly. Mask on, I tell him. Thankfully, he listens as he pulls the mask over his face. Good, we look like we're up to no good, which I guess is correct. This is where he lives, in apartment 55, or supposed to. Anyways, I say with a shrug. I check out the front door and read the list of residential names. Looking for Alexander Canucks. Canuck. We'll call it that. His real name. Oh, he's here. I say excitedly, spotting his name on number 55. Why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like you didn't think he'd be here? James questions me. Because he could have moved. The data I got from him is pretty old. I'm glad he's still living here, though. I stay at the door. What do we do? What do I do? Do I just ring the doorbell? I look at the apartment. Number 55 is on the top floor, it seems. If I ring and he recognizes me, he's going to run. I can't have him buzz me in. I need to break in myself. Khalil, can you check apartment 55, see if you can look through a window and find anyone inside? I say to my earpiece. The drone that's been following us rises to the sky, circling the apartment building and hovers over the top floor. See anything? I ask. Mostly closed curtains, Khalil mumbles. Maybe I can get a better view on the other side. Drone flies away to somewhere I can't see. Oh, I saw someone move inside. Great, he's... Be careful. Let the meat shield enter through the door first. I roll my eyes at his nicknames for James, then I turn to James. Okay, my brother confirmed someone's indeed at home. Now, how do I open this door? I mumble as I pace up and down. As I'm pacing there, contemplating on how to unlock the electric door in front of me, wondering if perhaps I could scale the building and enter from the balcony. Jay nudges me. Huh? What? I say. Flustered, he broke my train of thought. James holds the door open for me, cocking his head to the side. I look around to see an old woman walking away. Presumably, she just exited out the building and kept the door for us as a nice gesture. Oh, well, that was easy. I say, feeling a bit sheepish for making it more complicated than it needed to be. No scaling buildings then. Kane would have had too much fun with that. Call me Spider Widow or something. We enter the building. As we stand in front of apartment number 55, I suddenly begin to get cold feet. We don't know for sure if this is the same guy who attacked me, but it makes me pause nothing less. Huh. Remember your training. As long as you are prepared, you'll do fine. James reassures me. Yes, he's right. Invisibility does not mean invincibility. He's just a normie who can turn invisible, which means I have a chance. I knock on the door, gulping as my knuckles hit the wood. Oh shit! Let's see her get active real quick. I wait for a response, keeping my eyes trained on the window for any movement, in case he decides to bail. Two people with super suits showing up is bound to make anyone back off. When there's no response, I look over at James. Mid-sign, he's on the balcony trying to use the fire escape. Damn, that nigga peeked us from away. Damn. Alright, Khalil yells in my ear. He's escaping through the back, I tell James. Then I look at the door. Can you? Wasting no time, James kicks in the door. Damn! The sound of shattering wood fills my ears and it takes me a second to reach us. James already entered inside without me and I scramble to hurry up after him. I make my way through the messy apartment, reaching the balcony. He's turned invisible, James explains, following the sound of footsteps hurrying down the fire escape. I quickly pull out the can of paint from my pouch and I start spraying in the air. Blue paint particles floating around everywhere, covering the fire escape. Soon enough, particles start to disappear as they stick to the invisible super. A man-shaped hole can be seen through the paint 2 floors below us. There, James jumps down several flights of stairs to catch up to the guy. I quickly weave the rope together with my thread, using it to catch him. Shit, where do I aim? It's still hard to see through this floating paint. James takes the initiative and grabs my piece of rope, dangling from above, swiftly uses it as a lasso it around the invisible man, trying to tying around him and restraining him. Oh, good job, I screamed for joy. James caught him. With pure brute strength, James flops something invisible over his shoulder and launches himself up in the air. For a brief moment, I believe he's flying, but no, he lands on the balcony with a loud thud. He just has a lot of muscle power in those thighs. He's like a certified grasshopper at this point. I apprehended the suspect, he says coolly. I can see his arms holding something with my thread being bound around it as well. Let me go, you bastard, groans the invisible man. Let's put him inside. I say quickly, we already made too much noise. People might call another super to investigate. We quickly head inside despite the protests of the guy we captured. Oh, this is a dirty motherfucker. Oh, look at that shit. I don't even know what the fuck this is. The front door has been hastily propped back up, though the locks and hinges are completely busted, but it's enough to block any noise from exiting, because this guy won't shut the hell up. Let me go, you treacherous thieves. I'll spit on your graves. There's an invisible person tied up on a simple chair, with James and I standing in front of him. Show yourself, I demand. A water spit materializes from thin air and flies my way. Okay, you gotta beat that nigga after that. You spitting on me now? Bet, count your days, nigga. I quickly jump to the side to dodge it. Ew, gross. Alright, you want it the hard way? Yeah, we going fierce, cause who the fuck you spitting at, nigga? Alright, you know what? Alright, you want it the hard way, I growled. Fuck you. He's just agitated. He's not working with me. I decided to straddle his waist by sitting on him. This way I know where he is. The hell you are. My hands reach out for his face, accidentally almost plunging a finger into his mouth. Let me go. He's whipping his head back and forth in my hands, but I've got a good grip on him. I stare into the air as a wicked grin spreads on my face. Both my thumbs are pressed hard against his cheeks. If you won't show yourself or won't stop screaming, you're going to regret it, I threaten him. When he's still screaming and thrashing around, I shrug and align all my fingers around his mouth. In an instant, my threads had pierced his skin, quickly sewing his mouth shut. Oh! Oh, girl, you evil! You sewed his mouth. Damn! Nothing but muffled yelps can be heard. Now, that's not very uncomfortable, is it? I can feel him shaking his head in my hands. I'll remove it if you show yourself. Oh, shit. Proof. Poof. In an instant, I see a guy's face in front of me, blue eyes staring at me with fear and lips sewn shut. He's covered in blue paint that I sprayed earlier. I remove myself from his lap, satisfied at my work. Neat trick, he says. James, looking pleased. The guy in the chair says something muffled, looking at me expectantly. I touch his lips with my index finger, feeling it rub against the thread, then I dissolve it completely so there's no trace. He opens his mouth, taking a large breath and then another, like he's hyperventilating. Who the fuck are you people? What do you want? Can you keep your voice down? Otherwise you'll force me to shut you up again. I say, keeping my voice calm and collected as much as possible, despite my heart racing. That seems to do the trick, and he stubbornly closes his mouth, glaring at me. Alright, my first question is, are you a guy that told me to meet you at the warehouse? His eyes wide. The widening of his eyes say everything. Gotcha, Mr. Invisible. You're her, he says, realizing who I am. That's right. I don't take too kindly to being hit in the stomach, you know. Suddenly he spits at my very feet again. Oh, you spitting again after I saw with your mouth shut. Slap this nigga, James. Oh, I'm mad. He can't hit no humans, bro. Fucking deserved it. If you are who you say you are. This man is acting insolent towards you. I suggest we really do throw him off the rooftop, says James. Mr. Invisible whips his head towards James. The hell kind of language is that? No, that won't be necessary. I reply. Tell me what you're doing here in my house. How the hell did you find me here? He demands to know. I thought you could tell me my answer. I answer. I want to know who you are and why you're the last person my parents had called. Smoker and portation. Portation, nigga? That's what y'all could... Nah, y'all gotta give it... That's kind of disrespectful. That's a whack-ass super name. I ain't gonna hold you. They're trash. Ooh. You talking about my parents like that? They're trash. They left me to die, he hisses. Those two names mean nothing to me, but my instinct tells me they were my parents' vigilantes. Alice says, what do you mean they left you to die? And you think I like living like in this shithole of an apartment? Getting overrun by supers like you? Being Julio's lapdog? 8 years they left me to hang out and dry. He growls loudly. That means he's definitely involved with Julio, but why is he so mad at my parents? Where were they when I needed them the most, huh? I pause, slightly taken aback. You don't know? No, what? He spits back. They're dead. They're dead. They died in the fire 8 years ago. A fire claimed by Julio, I explained. The man slowly closes his mouth, momentarily not talking, then he rapidly blinks his eyes, shaking his head. No, they can't. That's not true. They're my parents. I saw the bodies. They're dead. I ain't resume. Why do you think I'm here? I finally figured out a lead on their deaths. You were the last person they called. You even sent them a text message that you were on the way. Your way to what? Me? He said, sounding surprised. He stares at me with his blue eyes and the eerie silence settling between us. I don't know anything. Do you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. All I know is that my parents had your information, including your address. Of course they did. I gave them all that information, he discussed. Irritation flashes in his eyes. They never told me about having a daughter. They never told me they were meddling with supers either, I retort back. Meddling? They were supposed to get me out. Get you out of what exactly? Fuck it. You don't know anything. I'm not saying shit. For all I know, you're some kind of Julio spy. God knows how many they have. This guy is extremely frustrating to work with. He's being incredibly difficult. If he doesn't want to answer any questions, I'll tell you some interrogation methods James offers. I shake my head. I really don't want to torture him. I say, torture? His eyes widen in alarm. See, this guy over here, he's very eager to get his hands on you to get you to talk. Casually lie as I point to James. A bit of good cop and bad cop acting won't hurt. So if you don't start cooperating with us, I may just let him do his thing. That works too, says James in his own language. I don't understand what you want from me. I haven't seen smoke or portation in years. When I got that call from their number, I didn't know what the hell to do. All I wanted to know is, why were you calling them 8 years ago? I repeat my question. I gave them the information they asked for, okay? And then they were supposed to get me out. Instead, I waited around like a fool, thinking I would start over. He spits out an annoyance. Sharing information that they asked for. What kind of information did they ask for? I inquired. Fuck you, I'm not saying. James steps forward and kicks the chair leg, breaking it down with one swift movement. The chair falls to his side with the man still tied to it. Looking threatening, James pulls back his foot, getting ready to kick it again, this time aiming for the man's knee. Seeing his line of sight, the man starts repeating. Fine, I tell you, just leave my kneecaps alone. James lowers his foot on the floor with a smirk. He is good at getting him to talk, for sure, since he doesn't know James can't harm him in the first place. I help him sit up straight, though it's a bit hard for me. though it's a bit hard for one of the chairs leg missing. Now, what is it? What is this information you told them? I asked, looking at him straight in the eye. That one of their friends was a backstabber. The biggest backstabber you can think of. Monumental shit, apparently. Oh, I know who it is! It's Kane's fucking parents. That's why they had the fucking picture. Damn, watch this. I'm telling you, watch this. I just peeped it. Can you stop being so vague? Just tell me already. I say impatiently. Which friend backstabbed them? I don't know his name. They call him the boss. Just know what he looks like. They don't let me know what kind of information, okay? I'm just a low grunt they use if they need some spy work done, he explains. You're a spy for my parents? I asked, raising my eyebrows. Informant, he hisses, corrected me. The pieces of the puzzle start to fall in place. My parents were using this guy for informant. You were a spy for Julio, but we're feeding my parents information about them. Is that right? Look, it's not by choice, alright? He helps annoyed. You tried getting out of being blackmailed for something you did when you were stupid and 17 and kind of horny. Nigga, what you do? Aw, nigga, what the fuck did you do? They just keep making you do more fucked up stuff until you're in too deep and can't leave. I narrow my eyes at the kind of horny part. Yeah, you gotta be like, what did you do, bro? Hey, if you say he raped somebody, you got to go, nigga. I'm not finna hold you. What did you do that they're blackmailing you for? I question. Doesn't matter at this point. I've done worse since then, he sighs. Yes, of course. His blue eyes shift to the side, debating whether or not to tell him. Then he hangs his head low. I spied on some woman changing, okay? My ability is quite useful for that. Okay. At least ain't no rape. But this still does disgusting, but yeah. My face scrunches up, gross. He was leering at a woman while invisible. That's so gross, you pervert. I chastised him. They somehow got proof, and maybe they're lucky. I ended up having to do more fucked up shit until there was no way. He emanates dejected. Smoker and Portation were going to get me out. New identity, a new life. Portation was going to set up a portal so that I could leave the shithole, but the portal never appeared. They abandoned me after they got their juicy information. I'm quite surprised to hear about a portal. One of my parents had an ability named Portation. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I ain't gonna hate on the name now. Alright. Like I said, they didn't abandon you. They're dead. I repeat, getting a little annoyed. He's not accepting it. It seems only the night they were supposed to get you out, they ended up trapped in some building on fire and perished. The man casts his eyes on the floor. Do you know who did it? I asked. He looks at me weirdly. Isn't it obvious? I tilt my head to the side, clearly still in the dark. I found out who was on top, running all this shit. I showed them a picture I managed. I told you. Aw, shit. We gotta fuck up Kane. If Kane ain't on our side, we gotta fuck that nigga up. Hey, James, go get that motherfucker. Hey, we ain't got time for that shit. I managed to take a while he's having lunch. It was one of their friends. I can feel a chill settle in my stomach. Which friend?
Yeah.
How should I know? I still don't know the boss name, just that he looks like an older version of that super you brought along last time. Before his hair went all lightning. He means Kane, because they both have red hair or something. Kane's parents died in that same fire as well. Yo, you think... Lock in with me. Lock in with me. That nigga faked his death. Kane's parents faked their death so they can go full Julio and say fuck her parents. Bet. Put money on it. Put money on it. That's it. Put money on it. If they show... Okay. Hey, if I show you a picture, can you tell me if it's the same guy? Fish out of my cell phone. Sure, whatever. Even if you know what he looks like. The guy is... hot? Not side? What? It's not impossible? Okay. I think it's supposed to be highly impossible. Okay, we go highly. It's highly impossible to catch. He practically won't leave his precious hideout unless he's armed with a flock of supers, and he's always rotating bases as well. One of the top guys at Julio hires supers. Duh. What did you think? They'd get to be so powerful if they were all normies? Hi. They blackmail us to do their bidding. That definitely makes sense. Julio's a powerful organization that still terrorizes supers and people alike. To think they're using supers to do the job, makes me sick. I browsed through the pictures on my phone, opening the one I took of Kane's dad on the terrorist, the one that was encrypted. At the time, I thought the identity of the man hidden in the shadows was important, not the one in plain sight. I turned the phone over and showed it to the man. Do you recognize him? How'd you get that picture? That was the one I took, he says, eyebrows furrowing together in a frown. I feel my heart stop. This is the picture you sent my parents 8 years ago. Yeah, that's Julio's leader. Having lunch with another super. Portation wouldn't approve, so he put me out on the stakeout. Julio's leader, I echoed mindlessly. Are you sure? 100%, he says with the air of confidence that's so hard to ignore. No way, I can't believe it. But he died in the fire as well, I point out. I went to the funeral and there was nothing left of him but ashes. Hi, he's very much alive. Saw him in a meeting with the other top supers a couple days ago. She's going down, that's for sure. I quickly pocket my cell phone and look away. All this information is making my head spin. I mean, son, did I hear that right? Kane's dad is alive. Khalil's voices echoes in my ear. Yeah, and apparently he's the top boss of Julio. I answered through gritted teeth. This can't be real. It's already so much to take in that my parents were involved as vigilantes and were tracking Julio, but to hear that the man I've known as Kane's dad all along, this time, he was part of Julio. Did he kill my parents? I choked out. Probably. He was obsessed with capturing them, but I don't think he knew Smokers and Portation's true identity. I rubbed my temples, feeling emotionally exhausted. Hey, are you going to untie me any time soon or what? I'm spilling out my guts here, he whines. I feel like I need some time to process this. It's too much. My suggestion is bring him with you and return to your sibling. Say James, after being quiet all this time. I'm not taking hostages, I respond. Mr. Invisible looks alarmed at this. I need to know, how long have you been playing informant for them? He groans. As if I keep track. A year maybe? Just let me go already. I answered everything. Where's the boss now? I continue to grill him. I don't know. Look, he changes where he's hiding frequently. We never met at the same place twice. Damn it. If Kane's dad, Benjamin, is alive, then I want to know where he is. That's all I know. Just untie me already. Fuck, he husks. Keep your phone on, I tell him. We'll be in touch. The hell you are? Get out of my apartment. I turn to James. Come on, we're leaving. Hey, untie me first. I will untie him. Fuck it. He answered all the questions. You know what I'm saying? That was a good amount of information. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. He immediately spreads his arms. Finally, he rejoices. I would have left him tied up with James' comments. I sigh, not replying today. It wouldn't feel right if I leave him like that. Hey, who's gonna pay for my door? Bitch, please. You think that shit comes free? Mr. Invisible asks, narrowing my eyes and us. I start walking away. James follows. I'm sure your landlord will fix it, I say before exiting the apartment. I grip on the wheel tightens as I try to organize my own thoughts. This Julio, who are they? It was mentioned a lot. James looks at me with a quizzical gaze. He must have been pretty lost with all this. He talks about Julio one night. It's a terrorist group organization. They want to eradicate all people with abilities like me, I explain, still seething on the inside. They were the ones that started the fire that my parents died in, I finished. But now, I don't really know what to believe. What exactly happened that day? Kane was with us when he got a distress call from his mom. She said she was in the building along with my parents, and it was on fire. She called Benjamin's name, but the call disconnected before she could finish speaking her sentence. We rushed to the office, but when we arrived, it was already too late. The building was completely engulfed in fire. The autopsy later on confirmed 4 bodies that were recovered were indeed my parents as well as Kane's. Kane's parents died in that fire too, but now I'm hearing from this guy that Kane's dad didn't. He's alive and Julio's boss? I'm so confused, I say with a heavy sigh. He could also be lying. It's best not to trust him completely, James puts out. I don't know, like, you don't pull that out your ass and say, one of the niggas that died is, your parents' friend. You don't pull that shit out your ass, you know what I'm saying? So, I think he's telling the truth. I focus my attention on the road, making sure to drive slowly so it doesn't upset James. Hey, I start softly. We made a pretty good team back there, I say, slightly smiling. James was supposed to be my imposing bodyguard, but instead, I got someone who actively pursued Mr. Invisible. He even helped interrogate him. James folded his arms across my chest with a smirk. Perhaps you've forgotten I'm very skilled catching, trained in the arts of aerial and close combat. No, I certainly haven't, I say, waving my hand at him. But I admit, I didn't expect him to be so competent without being able to use his abilities. Nevertheless, we were in tandem with each other. Good synergy is hard to come by, he admits. You didn't use pure strength, but your tricks and wit were an asset. I guess I'm the brains and you're the bronze. I joke. Excuse me? He questions, raising an eyebrow. Nothing, just an expression. It means you're the strength. It means you use strength and I use smarts. It's still better to be strong, he says stubbornly. I suppress a chuckle. Still, it makes me happy to see him admit I did a good job. I hope Khalil thinks so too. However, I got more important things to think about. Like, how am I going to tell Kane his dad is actually alive and he's kind of the leader of this terrorist group? And how I'm going to bring them down. She on a mission. She on a motherfucking mission. Ooh, shit. Alright. We on the road today. 23. Alright. The mood has changed since our return to the cabin. Like there's something tangible in the air, almost suffocating. Kane still cannot be reached, so we've just been twiddling our thumbs with this information in our hands. Khalil doesn't know when Kane will be returning either. He's definitely gone into investigator mode, digging through everything we have on Kane's parents, but more specifically his dad, Benjamin Prines. Eeyore shakes his head at me. This sounds complicated, he says after I brought him up to speed. We don't know if the information we got from this guy is reliable, but it does tie into the picture we found, I say, looking down at my own phone. The only way to confirm whether or not the information we extracted is correct is to find this person, James adds. Kane's dad, presumably the leader of Julio? I echo. That's going to be hard. I sigh heavily, wondering if it's even a good idea to tell Kane all of this when we can't know for sure. All I have going for me is this man's word, and I really don't trust someone who's a criminal. On the other hand, he was working with my parents. Does he have credibility or not? I can't be too sure. The man we interrogated could come into contact with this supposed leader. All you have to do is make sure he relays that information to whenever they'll meet again. I look at James, thinking it's over. That's a pretty solid idea. If Mr. Invisible said he saw Benjamin only a couple of days ago, then it stands to reason he could see him again. And if he does, I want to know about it. But what if he doesn't tell us? We're not exactly on good terms with each other. I point out a hole in his plan. James shrugged. Extortion. Torture if need be. New York agrees. My eyes widen at the suggestion. We're not going to torture anyone, I suggest. Extortion, blackmail, torture, whatever needs to be done to extract the information you need. James explains in a neutral voice. I groan. I know I decided to put on the suit and turn into a vigilante, but I don't want to resort to criminal tactics. The man is a criminal himself, no? York asks. Well, yes. Then there's no need to hold back. Use whatever you can to your advantage. I'm surprised I'm hearing York say all this. I had thought he didn't actively like being a pawn in Barcher's army, doing his dirty business, but he's quick to suggest using shady tactics to further my personal desires. Eric is correct. Do what you must if you want to find this man. I run a hand through my short hair with another yet heavy sigh. I'll think about it. I just need a break. More often than not, I catch my brother in the basement, having set up his own PC and equipment down here. Have you found anything? I ask as I stand next to him. Managed to hack into the coroner's office and digging through their files. Found the death certificate of Kane's parents. DNA testing was done to confirm their ID. He says with a sigh. So that means Benjamin did die in that fire? It means the death certificate says so. Khalil points out at the screen, which has two certificates next to each other. This one is for Kelly Prynes. This one is for Benjamin Prynes, he explains. What about our parents? I ask as I scan over the information. Khalil pulls up the documents of our parents, same thing. Died in the fire, DNA testing confirmed it. For all intents and purposes, Benjamin Prynes died in that fire. The death certificate confirms it. As I glance in between the documents, I notice something off. Hey, these were all done on the same day, no? I asked. Noting the date on the document. Makes sense. Same fire after all. Better to pump them out all at once, says Khalil with a shrug. This one, I say, tap my finger on Benjamin's document. It's different. Khalil narrows his eyes at the screen. How so? All the information is the same, even the signature. It's not. See? That one's in black ink. The other three documents are in a blue pen, but Benjamin's document was in black. Maybe they just forgot to scan it the color. Who knows? Maybe he ran out of ink. Khalil starts to justify. Really? We have information that Benjamin could be alive. In the leader of Julio, of all things, you want to dismiss that his death certificate could potentially be forged. I hiss. Khalil crosses his arms and huffs. I don't trust that guy. He could have been lying, you know. I get that. But I look at the old CRT monitor. Why have Benjamin's picture locked up behind encryption? Even Khalil doesn't have an answer to that. And that betrayal comment. What if Benjamin has something to do with our parents' deaths? I wish Kane was here. It feels so wrong to talk about this when he doesn't have a clue. Khalil groans. Do you know when he's coming back? Kane's been missing in action for several days now. He usually doesn't keep any contact with us during his missions. Beats me. I just know that they needed him specifically. Kale, a sigh escapes me. I just want to take them down. I announce. Khalil gives me a cold look, like he knows exactly what I'm talking about. You think I haven't fantasized about that either? For years now. I know we're supposed to be thinking about the upcoming invasion, but I can't help. But I want to deal with Julio as well. I want to eradicate the entire criminal organization. Definitely sounding like a vigilante there, Khalil quips. I smirk at him. I think I found a taste for it. It's dangerous, though. That's why you'll help me, right? Khalil rolls his eyes. As if I could let you do everything alone. No way. And here, you were fussing over me visiting Mr. Invisible today. I tease him. Can you blame me? You're not exactly superhero material. He balls his hand up into a fist, glaring at the monitor. But if we have a shot at taking down Julio, then I say anything goes. That's the little brother I know. No more fussing about keeping me safe. We're already past that threshold. Kane will join us too. He better, especially if the information we gotten turns out to be the truth. There's no way he could ignore it. He'd tear down the entire city to find his dad. Let's hope he doesn't go on a true rampage, Khalil grumbles. All of this is giving me a headache, I complain. Can't sleep well either? Huh? He asks, quirking an eyebrow at me. Not at all. My muscles are also aching, so it's hard to find a good position to sleep in as well. I stretch out my arms, rubbing my shoulders. Get some rest. We have to wait till Kane gets back to do anything. Either way, Khalil suggests. I ruffle his hair. Don't forget you need to sleep too. Don't stay up all hold in here. He grins back at me. If I could become a hermit for life, I totally would. Please don't, I say, shaking my head. I eventually leave Khalil alone in the basement, getting some rest, which is the first thing on my mind right now. I'm way too pumped with adrenaline. My hands raised to protect my face. I dodged an incoming attack from James and easily sidestepped him. He has no qualms about resuming our training when I asked him if we wanted to continue. It kept my mind off things. I only need to think about the next punch to dodge. James advances on me and throws another hook. I step backwards and raise my hand to deflect his arm. A sharp pain stings in my shoulder. I wince in pain, halt my movement. James stops and resumes his normal position, looking at my shoulder. What happened? He asks. I rub my shoulder, feels the muscles ache in response. I think I pulled a muscle. James gives me a long and silent glance as I wiggle my shoulder, trying to find some relief. Where does it hurt? He asks. I stumble. Right around here, I circle my finger around the affected area. You must not have warmed up enough, he says with a click of his tongue. This is the result. I blink at him with dead eyes, not in the mood to be chastised by him. A good massage can help out the kinks. Turn around. You massage me? My jaw drops open. He wants a massager? The idea seems almost ludicrous. I don't think that's necessary. I start awkwardly. The quicker you feel better, the faster we can resume training. Now stop complaining and remove your garb. He repeats it in a stern tone. You want me to strip? What do you want us to do, James? Alright. You want us to strip? You want me to strip? I ask. My eyes widening. What kind of massage is he thinking of? Just the top. It's harder to reach the muscles when you're wearing that. I hold my arms together and I look around. We're all alone. We're alone at least, but I'm not wearing anything besides a bra underneath my super suit. We gonna go. Are you trying to seduce me at this time? James' eyes widen and he bites on his bottom lip. Of course not. He responds immediately, a little too hot-headed. Well, you're always going off on how I supposedly seduce you, but now you're the one telling me to undress. For perfectly legitimate reasons, he helps. Or do you just want to see me naked? James stutters. Nah, the laws. It's fun seeing him get all tongue twisted just because he's the one being accused of trying to seduce. Forget I said anything, he grumbles. No, I want you to do it. I turn around and smile and unzip the front part of my super suit. I rid myself of the upper part, now standing only in my bra and pants. I nearly flinch when his large hands lay both on my shoulders. Did that hurt you? He asks, actually sounding worried. I clear my throat. No, you just surprised me, that's all. Your muscles may be underdeveloped, but you do have them. They appear very similar to my own, he says as his hand starts kneading into my skin. I expected a lot more force behind it, but he's being surprisingly gentle about it. Probably because he's worried if he hurts me, well, that'd be disastrous. James has already been very careful not to hurt me during training. His attacks are always slow and telegraphed. It's so unfamiliar with his touch that it's making my hairs on the back of my neck raise. It's an odd reaction. Massaging them helps the blood flow to them faster, enabling a quick recovery. Relax your shoulders. I slump my shoulders and try to relax, leaning into his hands, which are working my skin, lightly rubbing around the affected area. I crack my neck in tune with his rhythm. Feeling slightly better, my pain is still there, and for James, it's definitely helping to alleviate it. This is why you must always stretch and warm up before doing any kind of training. Do you always sound like an instruction manual when handing out massages, I ask. James exerts more force into his hand press into my skin. I do not give out many massages, he responds. Look at me, then I chuckle. James removes his hand from my shoulder, and then I nearly whine in disappointment. I'm starting to feel good. You are mocking me, he states. What? No, it's actually helping. Please continue. With a small huff, I can feel his sized hands return to my shoulders. They're stroking across my bare skin. I start to relax again. I roll my shoulders against his hands, which are warm and actually very pleasing. Who knew James could give a good massages, or any for that matter? You know, your touch has gotten a lot softer, I mentioned.
Oh?
Softer? He repeats, continuing the tender massage. Before, just grabbing me by the wrist would hurt me. I got bruises from that too. I didn't realize how fragile earthlings could be. He defends himself. I have since adjusted my strength around you. I can't help but smile. I definitely noticed he's just strained himself. Thanks, I appreciate it. James says nothing as he continues to work out some of the knots in my shoulders. This went from easing pain on one side to a full-on massage. Not that I'm complaining. He can do me any day. He can do me any day. She funny, bro. Is that better? He asks for a while. Much, actually. I say, smiling brightly. The warmth of his hands leaves my body. Good, let's continue. I thought he was going to get a little scene. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I better get one next chapter. I look around. I turn around to his face, facing with a whine. Hey, I was enjoying that. It wasn't meant to be enjoyed, he replies coolly. Can't stop me, I mumble under my breath as I reach for my super suit on the grass. I quickly dress myself again, wince slightly as I do. Seeing my muscles still aches. Can we take a break? Continue tomorrow, I suggest. Jane glances at my shoulder, then closes his eyes. Very well, get some rest. I smile at him, bowing out. Don't take too long out here, I warn him. Get some rest too. It's time to relax, and I feel like watching a movie. Perhaps I can convince James and York to join me. They've probably never seen a movie in their life. York already sitting on the couch, having just finished his own training. Hey York, would you want to watch a movie? I asked him. A what? He asks. It's entertainment, I say with a huge grin. Still not getting it, York just chuckles nervously. Alright, I finished my training regimen today, so I'm free. Where's James? I asked. Probably still training in the forest. I'll go get him then. I open the door to greet the night sky. Following the beep on my phone that's showing where James is located, I quickly reach an opening where he's busy delivering swift kicks into the air. I came to get you, I announced myself. Shut up. What you doing? James stops kicking the air and turns to me, brushing away some sweat from his forehead. It seems he's removed the top during training, probably because he's getting too sweaty. The act of seeing him all sweaty and half naked, catching his breath, makes me avert my eyes from him. It's a sensual sight, and I don't know how to feel about it, looking at James in that way. Get me. He echoes my words. I do not need a chaperone. I'm just making sure you don't get lost. I say, trying to bite back a grin. I don't get it. Please. I know you had trouble getting out of the forest. I quickly cut him off, knowing exactly what he was going to say. James shuffles on his feet and huffs loudly. I'm perfectly fine. Alright, come with me, I say cheerfully, cutting him off again. I wasn't finished yet, he growls. Don't you want to bathe and eat? Look at you. You're sweating all over, I say. James pushes back his sweaty hair and exhales loudly. I suppose I can call it early today, he grumbles. Great, I'll make you some dinner while you take a shower, then we can watch a movie together. He raises the eyebrows. Movie? He asks, just like You'll see, I say, smiling secretly at him. James grabs the top part of his suit and follows me as I start to walk. A small source of light floats in front of me, startling me. Oh, I say in surprise. Look, it's a firefly. A small insect glowing on and off.
Oh?
Firefly? Asked James, following the insect with his eyes. Yeah, the season for them must have started. Harmless insects. They're just trying to find a mate, then they glow. I explain. Firefly season has always been my favorite at the lake. Certain nights, there could be a swarm of them. It's making me feel nostalgic. I said nostalgic. As several more fireflies start to whiz by us, all glowing majestically, James asks a question. If they all glow to find a mate, how do they know which one is most compatible? I stop to think. I'm not exactly a scientist in this area of expertise. I don't know. I guess they keep trying until they randomly find
Huh.
one. Seems terribly insufficient, he remarks. Well, how do you find one? I ask,
Huh?
offhandedly. Are you asking me how do I find a mate? Yes. I can feel his eyes burn a hole in my back.
Oh.
There is a way, he answers. A soft rustle of leaves from the trees matches forlorn voice. But there is no one alive besides my siblings. I feel slightly guilty for asking, knowing his entire culture has been basically wiped out. Yeah, we gotta ask, might as well. What about interspecies relationships? I asked, thinking that's entirely impossible. What about it? He grunts. I mean, here the Billis look similar to you. I tease him. That's disgusting. His face pulls into a scrawl. That's no good. That no good insolent blood hair pest. I giggle at his description of Billis. They really don't like it alone. You have to put a wretched image into my head and will need to be punished for that. What? It was just a suggestion. I mean, you thought Eeyore and I were a thing. Tomorrow you will return 10 laps back and forth to the house as a warmer, he decides. You are so unfair, I complain with a whine. He walks past me without a word, remaining silent this time around. Still, the thought of James not having anyone does feel a little lonely. After stuffing myself with dinner, taking a nice shower, and putting some pajamas on, I'm ready for a movie night. I strut towards the couch, holding 2 bowls of popcorn in my hand.
Oh.
Oh, I smell something, says Eric as he sniffs the air. I made popcorn, I say as I hand one of the bowls to him. This is yours. It's salty, I say with a smile. Then I bump the other bowl to James' lap, and this is sweet for you. James doesn't look amused. What are you plotting? He asks, knowing his eyes at me. To have a movie night, these are snacks while we watch. Relax, sit back, and enjoy yourselves. Then I sit down in between both of them on the couch, wearing a huge smile. This is a mundane activity, and I'm doing it with James and Eric of all people. Khalil had politely declined my offer to watch a romance movie. Oh well, his loss. I grabbed the remote on the coffee table and turn on the TV. Since I've been gone, loads of new titles have been released. One of them, damn, she was gone for 6 months. Damn, she binge watching. I'll be chilling in that bitch. I've been looking forward for a while. It's a Korean movie. She no ball. How's your shoulder? James asks out the blue. Surprised he's current about it still, I answer politely. Doing much better, actually, I guess. All I needed was some rest and good massage, I say with a smile. Massage, huh? York says, while happily munching on popcorn. James gives him a dirty look. He doesn't question it further. These are very crunchy, York says excitedly. I browsed through the available titles on Netflix, and eventually finding one of them, the one I was looking for, and the movie starts to play. Glad to hear you like it, I say, then turning towards James. Have you tried them yet? James stares at the bowl of fluffy popcorn with a skeptical eye. Yeah, we going fierce all the way. There you go. I swipe a piece of popcorn from the top layer and cheekishly offer it in front of James' mouth. Open up. I do not need to be fed like an infant. He complains, turning away from my hand. All right. How about you work for it instead, I say, leaning back into the couch. What? Here, catch, I say, and toss the popcorn in the air. James motionlessly watches the popcorn fall into his lap. He didn't even make an attempt. I powder him. Guess you can't catch food with your mouth, I say, shrugging. Try me. This nigga, he says eagerly, mouth already open. I take a piece from his bowl and toss it into the air towards him. York snaps it out of the air with a triumph smirk. I clap my hands in response. Nice one. Suddenly, James thrusts the bowl into my lap. I just wasn't prepared. Toss it again. Go ahead. I grin at him briefly. Fix your face. I grin at him, briefly wondering if I should tease him for being jealous that York caught it and he didn't. But I decided against it. Okay, here it goes, I say, and toss another piece into the air. James moves only the slightest bit forward and tears the popcorn right out of the sky. Right out of the air. He angrily munches on it for a sense of superiority. Captain James, that was amazing. York cheers him on. An angry glare from James makes him cower and lean back into the couch, keeping quiet. These are too crunchy, James complains. Well, you don't have to eat them if you don't like it. I say, hugging the bowl to my body. James' hand plunges to the bowl and he grabs a handful of the popcorn, stuffing it into his mouth. He chews on them for a bit and swallows. I didn't say I wouldn't eat them, he says nonchalantly. Alright, but don't eat them all. I want some too. Then I return my attention towards the screen. The movie has just finished going through the long intro. When the cast starts to speak, the subtitles appear on the screen. I'm baffled by the fact that I can completely understand what they're saying. I can understand Korean. I yell out loud. James and Eeyore look at me oddly. Are they not speaking the same language as you? As Eeyore, I giggle awkwardly and shake my head. It's the babble fish, isn't it? I ask sheepishly, totally forgetting that I had even had this device in my ear. We can understand it too, says Eeyore. It's so strange. I can hear them speaking Korean, but my brain is automatically translating it to English for me. I'm saying, why do you sound so impressed? You've been hearing us talk a language other than yours as well this entire time, James points out. I know, but for some reason, I didn't stop to think it meant I can understand other languages on my planet as well. They sound different from you, Eeyore mentions. It's a different language, I explain. It's so cool that I don't need subtitles anymore. So me and son, I wish I had that. Oh, I wish I had that too. What are you looking at? Eeyore asks after a minute runtime has passed. A movie. It's entertaining. People act out a story, and the story is about two countries who are at war with each other, but then a regular woman accidentally ends up in the other country, even though it's forbidden, and she meets a soldier from there. Oh, it's a play, says Eeyore. A romance one at that. I say with a smile. The woman and the soldier are supposed to fall in love. James suddenly grunts in response, folding his arms across his chest, clearly showing his disapproval. Nonsense. Fraternizing with the enemy will have both of your heads roll. How foolish of them. Let's just watch. Maybe you'll change your mind. As the movie continues, the woman accidentally manages to get stuck into the enemy country. She's immediately found out by the border control and flees for her life. The leader of the soldier manages to apprehend her, thinking she's a spy from the other country. As they scale the mountainous area to transfer the woman to be questioned and interrogated by the bureau. The leader suddenly falls off the edge. Damn. The woman saves his life by holding on to his lifeline and helps him get back to safety. Because of this, the man hesitates sending her to be questioned because they would most certainly be killed. She begs for his help to send her back to her country. The man relents. Together with his troop, they concoct various ways to smuggle her back inside her own country without being caught by the border control. James finally speaks up after the man was caught by other authorities and was jailed. This is idiocy. Why would he ever risk his life for someone who, by all means, is supposed to be his enemy? He questions loudly. Eeyore, whose eyes have been glued to the screen, looks down at his bowl and whines that he realizes it's empty. He doesn't speak though. No, he's too engrossed into the movie. Because he doesn't see her as the enemy, let me read it again. Because he doesn't see her as an enemy. Never has. I explain, or at least that's what it seems like. That doesn't explain why he would willingly go through ordeals to get her back to her own country, risking his life for that of hers. I shrug. Maybe it conflicts with his own morals. I say, he started to fall for her. I can see why he would do these things. Not to mention, I have done these things myself. I risked myself for Norris, Eeyore, and even James by putting myself smack dab in the middle of conflict. They're supposed to be my enemy, but it's not that black and white anymore. I can totally sympathize with the male lead. Foolishness, James grumbles on his breath as he grabs another handful of popcorn from the bowl. The movie continues as the woman manages to escape the country, but the man is being held in jail. Racked with guilt, the woman cannot stand to leave things like this and turns away at the border, refusing to go back home. She wants to free the man. Together with his troops, they come up with a plan to burst him out of the prison. The man is freed and reunited with the woman. He calls her stupid for not going back to her own country despite everything, risking their lives for her. She explains there's no way she could have left him behind, locked up in jail because of her. Then she kisses her. She then kisses him. I don't know how I fucked it up. James and Eeyore both lean back into the couch, eyes wide in shock. I'm such a sucker for romance. I totally forgot that these two don't really do well with seeing people kiss. It's the movie and it's fake, but still, I guess it's too real for them. Humans are very free, Eeyore remarks awkwardly. Why does it feel like instead of watching a chastised kiss, I'm viewing porn with them? They're just happy to see each other. I try explaining with a lopsided smile. It's how we express our feelings. Huh. Yes, Earthlings' mating rituals are very frisky. Says James, give me a side eye. He's talking about the ear. Listen, bro, I ain't know. He's thinking of the ear situation, isn't he? He was supposed to pretend that never happened. The kissing scene felt like it dragged on for way too long, with multiple repeats of different angles. Why do they do this in Korean dramas? It just made me even more embarrassing. Eventually, the movie continues. Instead of returning to her own country, the man and woman defect and escape to a third country together. Now they can live in peace without being enemies of each other. It's actually a very beautiful story. I really enjoyed that. I say, feeling touched. Idealistic delusions, James remarks briefly. Oh, come on. You don't think they had a beautiful love story online? It was very gripping. I wanted them to escape to be free, says he. Running from your responsibilities will solve nothing. He gave up his life for her. James cuts in. Yes, isn't it beautiful? I say cheerfully. Beautifully moronic, he says. Really? You think it's moronic to give up your life for someone because I'm sure you were doing that for your sister, I point out. He shuts down his own mouth as he thinks it over. That's family. I wouldn't do so for anyone else. Prince James is ready to sacrifice himself even for someone who isn't family, Eeyore says with a small chuckle. James whips his head towards Eeyore, fixing him with a very deadly glare. I would not, he dejects the idea. I would not risk my life for someone else. Didn't you bargain for my life in front of Lord Vartress? I tilt my head towards him. That was pretty risky, was it not? Prince James would never have done that before, says Eeyore, grinning at James, but he's changed. Stop yapping your mouth. I haven't changed a bit. Don't be ridiculous, he stops. Prince James also came back to get me when he went to the market, Eeyore chuckles. That's right. I had to beg him to go back for you, I say. Thank you for your concern, Mia-san. I appreciate it. Even though I was perfectly safe, he says sheepishly. I guess he's right. He was the one involved with the attack. I didn't know that back then, so I pleaded with James to pick him up as I was concerned for him. I guess so. I feel silly for being so worried for you, know. What a waste of time it was to retrieve you. James sighs solemnly. Should I have left you there? He leans in closer to me. Prince James has grown softer since your arrival, he whispers in my ear. I blink at him. He has? I echo, feeling myself grow warm at this suggestion. James groans as he gets up from the couch, fed up with the conversation. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you your conspiracy theories about me. I'm leaving. He takes large strides around the couch before knocking Eeyore on the back of the head. You shut your mouth, fool, you creature. I have not gone soft, he hisses. Eeyore rubs back his head with a small whine, his brows drooping low. Don't hit Eeyore, be nicer, I warn James. Ha, I barely use any strength. James complains as he walks away. See, soft, Eeyore laughs. As James struts away, I hold back a giggle. It's been 5 months since I first met James. I can tell he's a much different person now. After all, earlier today, he admitted he adjusted his strength around me to make sure he doesn't hurt me. It's not just because of the oath, though of course it plays a part. When he's administering the medicine to me. I was careful and gentle. To think he kidnapped me, throw me to a cell, even kill someone in front of me. And yet here we are, handing out massages, training me, backing me up through my selfish missions to confront Mr. Invisible. York's right, he's changed. And so have I. Hey York, I call out to him. Yes? You have changed too, you know, I say, nudging him with my elbow. Have I? I mean, I have? He replies, unsure. You've become much braver, even standing up against James. Oh. York hangs his head, a red dot appearing on his head. Your Machiot must have given me strength, he says with a gentle smile. I giggle in return, maybe. He casts his eyes downward, still smiling. Thank you, Mia-san. No problem. Hey, do you want to watch more movies with me? I ask. York's smile grows wider. Yes, please. York and I spend the rest of the night watching movies together. There, I end up tying the last ribbon onto the tree nearest to the cabin. Knowing James gets lost quite easily, I decided to leave him a trail of breadcrumbs in the form of ribbons tied around the tree branches. In between each ribbon is a thread, which is held high in all of the other trees. It leads all the way back to the open clearing he usually trains at. As long as he finds one of the ribbons, he should be able to follow each of them without getting lost. Now I don't have to keep fetching him anymore. He can find his own way back. I place my hands on my hips and smile at my own work. I almost debated writing down a note, but quickly realized neither James nor ER can read human language. Ribbons is it. Oh shit, they playing that serious music. Let's see. A day later and Kane has finally resurfaced. He said he's got something to tell us, but so do we. Khalil and I wait for Kane to finally appear at the cabin. Sometime in the morning, he arrives. I got him into the kitchen. The air feels thick with tension. The past 2 days, I've been trying to distract myself from this conversation. Watching movies with James and York, doing some training with James. Anything to keep me forgetting about the possibilities that Kane's dad is alive and Julio's leader. Something to drink, I ask. Kane sits down on the bar stool and sighs with a heavy heart. Yes, please. Kane, we got something to tell you. Khalil starts in a serious tone. Look, before you say anything, I got something way more important to tell you. He cuts off. As I place the beverage in front of Kane, he quickly takes a drink from it and slams it onto the counter. I know I'm under NDA and all that shit, superhero code, but I can't stay silent. Not when I know it's something we caused. Sorry, we? I echo. Kane, if you're under NDA, telling us would land you into serious trouble. Khalil warns him. Khalil, we're not exactly law-abiding citizens either. I had to add. We gone that vigilante route. We're not exactly in the right place to start lecturing Kane on following the rules. I don't care. This is big. It involves Forrester Inc. and Julio. Oh, shit. Kane stresses. Khalil and I finally shut up and listened to Kane. I was sent on a mission to retrieve a stolen item. He had to specifically be me because I'm immune to it. Kane grumbles. Immune to what? Khalil says. Your bracelet. I tilt my head to the side. The one James is wearing? It was stolen? Khalil shrieks. Way worse than that. It wasn't just stolen. They engineered it in such a way that they could replicate the exact wavelength of my powers. They don't need a bracelet anymore to stop someone from using their ability. My heart starts to sink and I feel myself taking a breath. Kane's eyes gloss over as he stares straight in front of him. Like he's been through a lot. Guys, Julio found a way to use Khalil's bracelet to strip supers of their powers. For good. Damn! No way, I guess. But how? Khalil stutters. I mean, how is that even possible? I don't know. They got a hold of the blueprints you gave to Forrester Inc. They weaponized him. Several supers were already sent out to clear the mission, but all of them came back without the use of their abilities. Damn. Kane runs his hand through his mane of red hair. Clearly shook at the situation. I got the original blueprints back, but it didn't matter. They are mass producing it. We helped create a weapon that gets rid of abilities, guys. What the fuck? I don't know what to say. This feels like I've been slammed by reality. Khalil's bracelet is stolen and reproduced as a weapon that strips supers of their abilities. That makes Julio the most powerful faction in the world. It's exactly what they want, to get rid of all the supers in the world. Only normies will remain. How the hell did Forrester Inc. let those blueprints fall into Julio's hands? I demand to know. I'm gonna raise hell about this. I'm quick to hush them. Don't. They know Kane told us. You know how many supers face financial ruin because they broke their NDA? We have to do something to hold them accountable, he says with a huff. It doesn't matter if you do or not. Guys, Julio's got the ability to rid the world of supers for good. That's the bigger issue here. Kane cuts him. He looks at me with sad eyes. You and me, we could be next. The pit of my stomach tightens, leaving me feel heavy and dark. Then we need to make sure we destroy whatever copy they have of Cleo's blueprints, I announced. Wait, what do you mean we? Kane questionably narrows his eyes. They already have a team of supers on the case, you know. Kane, we have some bad news to tell you as well, I start seriously. Khalil and I explained to Khalil what we found in my parents' basement, a picture of Benjamin meeting up with Mr. Invisible, finding out that the leader, Julio, is Kane's supposedly dead father. As expected, Kane doesn't take it away. I don't fucking believe you, he barks at us. Trust me, Kane, we don't want to believe it either. Khalil immediately agrees, but there might be a kernel of truth in it. That's super. The guy who told you about this, let me see him. I'll question him myself, Kane insists. I'm not going to stop you. I don't even believe in myself 100% either, but all the evidence we collected so far is not looking good, I say. No way Dad is still alive and happens to be the leader of Julio. There's just no chance in hell. Kane shakes his head, refusing to accept it. We didn't exactly have a good relationship. He was often working and didn't even really pay attention to me. But Julio, really? I don't know what to say either. Is it true? Is it possible, but also highly improbable? Then again, I never thought my own parents were vigilantes of all things. I can't imagine what Kane is going through, having to confront the fact that your father is alive and actively working for a terrorist organization. I think we need to consider it seriously. I'm sure it's just a lie. Nah. Nigga, you gotta know the truth. Your daddy's still alive and don't like your ass so much that he getting rid of everybody's superpowers. He a bitch. I think we need to consider it seriously, I speak up. Are you for real? My dad? Kane stresses with a growl. I found out my parents were vigilantes. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility at this moment, Kane. Mia-san has a point. Looking at me angry. Motherfucker, fix your face! Mia-san has a point. I like to believe it's just a stupid ruse, but the picture left behind on the PC does add some credibility to it. It says Khalil, backing me up. I want to see that piece of scum. Let's go. Ah, shit. Guess we'll be dropping by Mr. Invisible again. What a mess. He gonna electrocute that nigga. Oh, it's over for him. We're all geared up and ready to leave. It is James that meets us at the front. He seems to have used the ribbons I left behind, which makes me smile. Leaving? He asks in his own language, checking out the suits. What do you want? Kane demands to know. We're going back to that invisible super to get some more information, and I explain. James tilts his head to the side and gives a disapproving glare when he looks at Kane. Perhaps it's best if I came along as well. I'm surprised he offered to come. I shake my head. No, that's okay. I've got Kane with me. Mr. Invisible didn't seem much of a threat last time. Does he want to come along? Kane turns to me. Why? Well, he came with me last time. We integrated the super. You're well on your way to being a vigilante, says Kane, sounding impressed. Kane, I am one, I correct him. Never thought I'd see a day, but I thought if it would happen, you would have one of these. Kane takes out his superhero ID, flashing it to both of us. Regardless, we're leaving now, I tell James. Remember your training, James warns me. Do not let yourself get caught. I smile at him, nodding. I won't. Come along, let's go. Kane starts walking towards his motorcycle. You better not die, he says cuffly. I grin at him slyly, seeing through his tough ruse. It's cute how you're worried about me. A flash of surprise graces his face. James Carlson shuffles his feet on the spot. I'm not worried. He stresses, eyes flickering away from me. I chuckle. It'll be fine. I wave at James and get on the back of the motorcycle with Kane. Off we go. Damn, they can even fix Kane gives me a weird look after seeing the state of the front door. It's been taped up and has wooden planks nailed in certain areas to reinforce it. All in all, it's definitely still the same door James kicked in. We had to kick it in, I say with a shrug, since he hasn't replaced him. So do we knock or do we kick it in as well? Asked Kane, a bit unsure. Wondering myself. Kick my door in again and you're dead, says the voice behind us. Kane and I whirl around to see Mr. Invisible Grumpy's face. He gives Kane a once over, bringing Voltage along. I see. Am I going to get tortured again? He asks casually. Kane, not the most patient person in the world, steps closer to Mr. Invisible and grabs him by his shirt, glaring at him. We're here for answers, he hisses. Tortured is, Invisible huffs. Can't you guys just fuck off and let me be? Kane throws him up against the broken front door. Damn! I heard some of your delusional conspiracies, he growls. Voltage, let's not do this where everyone can see us, I'm warning. You heard the lady, Invisible. Damn, Kane! Damn, Kane, calm down, nigga! Kane drives a swift kick against the door, causing Mr. Invisible to panic and run out the way. The door breaks down and falls backwards. You before he can finish his curse word, Kane already pushed him inside. I hurry afterwards. Afterwards. After awkwardly placing the broken door back into his frame again, Kane and I confront the man in his living room. Is it going to be a normal occurrence now? Should I just move? He complains. You said Benjamin Primes is alive. What proof do you have? Kane demands to know immediately. Mr. Invisible cocks his head to the side, clearly confused. Who? I don't think he knows of Benjamin's real name. The leader, Julio, I explained. The picture you showed us, the man name is Benjamin Primes. Oh. He's starting to understand. I don't know his real name. People call him boss or boss man. What about him? When's the last time you seen him? Kane asks through gritted teeth, clearly still not believing his father is alive. You know what? I'm not telling you shit anymore. You come here, break down my door twice, demanding to know about some stupid Benjamin, and I'm supposed to throw myself down to my knees in front of you like a lapdog. He shakes his head and crosses his arms. No way, get lost. You worked with my parents. Why can't you work with us? I asked. Hey, you were the one to tell me they were dead. Excuse me if I don't want to end up like them. Kane raises his hand, electricity buzzing between his fingers. Tortured it is, he says darkly. Invisible yells and steps back, suddenly becoming more completely invisible. He's about to run off. No, you won't. I warn him and quickly shoot out a thread where I can see his presence. I manage to wrap a thread around his waist, keeping him in place. I can feel him struggle as I wrap him real tight so that he can't escape. You and your annoying fucking web, he explains, trying to break free. Voltage here wants to torture you for answers, but I think we come to agreement. No? I speak up. What agreement? He mumbles, still remaining invisible. I had to bargain with him somehow. I don't particularly feel like torturing someone just to get information from him or make him do something against his will. Then what can I offer him and make him work with us? He worked with my parents. He wanted out of Julio. Do you still want out? I question him. What's that supposed to mean? You said you worked with my parents as an informer. In return for getting a new identity, what if I could do the same thing for you? Kane shoots out a weird look at me, knowing I'm talking out of my ass. When Mr. Invisible reveals himself again, he looks at me with skeptical blue eyes. You're lying. He's not wrong on that one. I'm grasping at straws. However, I think I can convince him either way. I have some high high up connections. I would like. I could make you disappear, just like you wanted to. All we need is your inside information about Julio. I say in a serious voice. We need to know where Benjamin is. Kane joins us, or any proof that he is in fact alive. The man who doesn't leave his house without a flock of supers around him. How am I supposed to give you any proof? He snaps at us. They use you for your invisibility. What the hell? To spy on others. But you can't figure out how to do the same thing with them. I ask, quirking my eyebrow at him. A video recording, says Kane. And it has to be clear video. And then what? He grumbles, still struggling against my thread. Then I'll see what I can do about getting you a new identity. I dissolve my thread around his body, freeing him. I'll send you a new phone number so you can reach me. I expect to see a video proof of life within the next 3 days. Days? I don't know when I have the opportunity to meet him again, he whines. Don't worry. I think you'll be seeing him soon, I say, struggling. If whatever Kane told us was true, then Julio is up to something massive. And there's no way they wouldn't use all their cronies involved. Come on, let's go, I tell Kane. 1 second, he says, turn to Mr. Invisible. He gives him a small zap with electricity, causing him to yell out in surprise. What the hell, man? It's payback for hurting her at the warehouse last time, says Kane casually. I pull on Kane's arm so he can leave the apartment with me. After returning to the cabin with Kane, I'm greeted by everyone. York is waving at me. James seems to be leaning against the porch railing, and Keel emerges from the front door.
Oh.
Mia-san, you return. Where did you go? Says York, not realizing I left. I went back to Invisible Super Attack, questioning him some more. I tell him. Seems you came back in one piece, James observed quietly. There wasn't any need for violence, so we're okay. Mia-san told him to send proof that my dad is still alive. I doubt we're getting it. Whatever, says Kane as he kicks the dirt. Then he starts loudly, remembering something. She did, however, make him believe we're going to help him out of Julio and give him a new identity. Really, Mia-san? Khalil groans. I feel myself shrink a little. Why did you say that? We're not going to help out some guy who works for Julio. I don't want to help him out either, I argue back. But we need information, so I lied a little and made him think he can break ties with Julio. What if he actually gives us proof and you don't deliver on your promise, Kane? I mean, he works for Julio. I don't particularly care what happens to him, I say flippantly. We have to use what we can. New York is the one to respond to me this time, looking a little conflicted. You saying this is the man that attacked you before? That's right. Why should I give any sympathy to the man? You even told me to use torture if it was necessary. You say he wants out. What does that mean? He's a lower level criminal that fell in with the wrong crowd. Now he works with terrorists. He says he wants out, but can't without a new identity. I know I'm an outsider in all this, but Mia-san, why wouldn't you help him? It sounds like he's stuck and wants to quit. For a second, I'm a little dumbstruck to hear Eeyore come in to defend Mr. Invisible of all people. He's a criminal who works for Julio. Didn't you tell me to do whatever I must to get in the first place? If I had to lie a little to get him to work with us, it's fine. I defend myself. Eeyore looks quite disappointed. If he's working for an organization but wants out, it's a bit different. I have done countless crimes myself. Even though I was part of the resistance, I still had to maintain my duties in Lord Righteous army. I swallow and stay silent as his words echo in my mind. Why don't you give me a pass? Why do you give me a pass but not him? James flashes a smirk at Yuri, pointing out her hypocrisy. Are we? I'm impressed you speak your mind against her, given how fond you are of the little earthling. I'm not a hypocrite, I bite back. It's different with Yuri. He's not a bad person. Seems like to me you're picking... Seems like to me you pick and choose who to help. James notes with an ever-growing smirk. So much as your morals of wanting to help someone out if you can. I can feel the blood rushing to my face as his words cut through me like a knife. I'm first. Let's see if he's got any proof of of my dad's being alive. Kane interjects. Then we can worry about the super. Try to compose myself a little, feeling betrayed by them ganging up on me. Fine, I say gruffly. Am I really a hypocrite for not sympathizing with the enemy? Not gonna lie, if you wanna help him out, I ain't gonna hold you. If he come through. Alright, 24. Damn! They got me down to 600. Alright. I'm fretting about it. I've called York to come inside. I want to set things straight. I didn't like the look he gave me, the look of disappointment. You called? He announced himself as he entered the room. Yes, please sit. I gesture towards the couch. As York sits down, his tail wrapped around his waist, to make room for me, he looks at me with curious eyes. I wanted to explain myself a little more. I say, from earlier today. Invisible Man? York says. Yes, he works for a terrorist organization. We're using him to get information that could be vital, I explain. But you lied, yes? I don't really want to... hold on. I don't really see it as lying. It means I'm no fool when it comes to extortion and crimes. Sometimes we end up doing bad things and we have no choice in the matter. Caught off guard that York would cut me off, I shut my mouth and listen. As you know, I am with the resistance back on planet Yule. He starts slowly. But before that, I was a regular soldier. I participated in missions. I have actively helped out Lord Rogers to conquer planets. York casts his eyes downward like he regrets it. I was just a soldier doing what he's told. So who's at fault? Me or for committing the crime, or Prince James for commanding me to? I shake my head. Wouldn't it be Lord Rogers? He's at the top. James is just following his command as well, isn't he? Exactly. We're all just trying to follow orders. It wasn't until I met Princess Lena that the resistance became to form. He fiddles with his hands, looking uncomfortable. But even then, I have had a hand in some atrocious deeds I'm not proud of. I guess I've never stood still to think about the fact that York has done his fair share of war crimes as well. He's always been very genuine and helpful from the moment I met him. It's hard to imagine him as anything else. I hate that regimen that Lord Rogers created, the bloodshed that's been spilled. I want to stop it, but I'm not innocent either. That's why I sympathize with the Invisible Man. If you can ignore my previous deeds, why not for this man as well? I swallow loudly as his words reflect in my mind. That's a very loaded question. Nah, we don't agree. You right. I'm picking and choosing here, I say. Both York and James have done their fair share of crimes, I'm sure. Yet I'm helping them out either way. Mr. Invisible is a rude individual, but it seems like he's just being used by Julia and wants out. I am being a big fat hypocrite for not genuinely wanting to help him out. I'm not saying you should ignore his past, but perhaps simply someone who got stuck with no way out. I know plenty of Gaiote just like him. From what I know so far, it seems to be the case. Mr. Invisible did say he was being blackmailed. Yes, I should give him the benefit of doubt. I admit, I shouldn't have lied to him about helping him out. Your lie can always turn into the truth, Mia-san, but do not give him false hope. He flashes a painful smile. When hope is crushed, you're left with nothing else. I've never paid you to be so eloquent with words. I point out, slightly impressed by him. It's because of my disguise, isn't it? He asks regretfully. I admit, I never thought you could be so insightful compared to our first meeting. I give him a slight bow of my head. Thank you for pointing out my hypocrisy. I didn't mean to offend you, he said sheepishly. But I didn't want you to turn someone away when there could be more to the story. Do you think you can help him? I chew on my bottom lip as I try to figure out a way to make sure I live up to my promise. I think I can ask Forrester Inc. for help. They are a huge company. Surely they can produce some new papers for him, I say absentmindedly. Now I only need to convince them to do it. Suddenly, Khalil comes crashing in our conversation. In case you missed the entire first part of the day, Forrester Inc. is the reason we're in this mess with Julio in the first place. Khalil chides. Hey, were you listening in all this time? I question him, annoyed he barged in like that. What kind of crazy plan are you concocting now? He wishes to know. Nothing. I think we can actually give Mr. Invisible a new identity if we ask Forrester Inc. for help. What makes you think they'll help? Because of them, Julio got their hands on the most powerful weapon on Earth. Exactly, it's their fault. If we can put a stop to it, they should help us out. Our goals are aligned. Then Kane said they already have a team of supers on that case. Yeah, but we have a former that's a direct contact with the supposed leader. I think we have an upper hand here. I say we confront Forrester Inc. Khalil shakes his head. Do you realize that means we have to tell them how we met this informant, right? The whole vigilante thing. Khalil rolls his eyes. Not necessarily. We don't have to explain how we came to meet Mr. Invisible. There's also no need to tell them about Kane. And we can just say we are aware of the situation because of our informant. Khalil remains quiet for a bit, closing in his eyes. I hate to acknowledge it, but you bring up a good point. He grumbles. You think Forrester will help us? Or ask, hopefully. Maybe. We'll definitely give it a shot, though, I say, smiling at him. You're way too comfortable with this, Khalil observes. To think my sister had a knack for playing superhero. Someone pointed out I'm being a hypocrite. I say, looking at Eeyore. I couldn't exactly do nothing after all. He chuckles nervously. It is just my humble opinion. So tomorrow, I suggest. Alright, we'll visit them tomorrow. Khalil agrees. Oh shit. Nell finna get in our asses. You did what, nigga? Think I'm back so soon. It was hard to get a hold of Nell Forrester. His secretary said scheduling a meeting with him could take 2 months. He must be a ridiculously busy man or ridiculously important to have such long waiting times. Probably both. Of course, after saying we were part of the DAET team, the secretary miraculously found an opening for us. This man is grating on my nerves, says Khalil irritatingly. Getting impatient, I question. It's been 20 minutes since our appointment. Where is he? Does he enjoy making us wait? Khalil is very tense since we arrived. After all, it's his invention that got set loose to the world. Now he's being weaponized by a terrorist organization, all because of Forrester Inc. I assure you, I have much better things to do with my time than purposely make your life miserable by waiting a measly 20 more minutes. Nell announces as he barges into the room with 2 of his goons. About time he showed up, Khalil sulks. Nell sits down at his desk, eyes closed and fingers folded together. Now, what's so important that you had to meet up with me today? He asks, in the serious eyes staring at us. Have the aliens caused any troubles? He asks, raising both his eyebrows at us with questionable glances. There's something about the way he refers to York and James as aliens that bothers me. It's like he makes them appear more robotic or different from us. I want to say it's dehumanizing, but they're not exactly humans in the first place. They've been on their best behavior, I say. That's good to hear. Then what is the issue here? How could you let the blueprints be stolen? Khalil accuses him. Nell is visibly surprised and then quickly waves at 2 of the guards standing near the door. They understand his gesture and leave the room. Blueprint stolen. What is the ludicrous idea? He asks with an air of arrogance. Cut the crap. We know it got stolen by Julio. Now they're making a weapon out of it. How could you? Khalil quickly barks back, leaving no room for argument. Nell remains silent for a moment, his eyes narrowed in compilation. So, he draws out, who told you? We have an informant that works for Julio, he told us. I jump in. What's going on? What's going to happen now? People can lose their ability. That's insane and dangerous, I say. We are very aware of the situation, says Nell as he leans back into his office chair. We developed a team of supers that are on the case. You don't need to worry. Not worry. My bracelets blueprints have been stolen and weaponized against supers. What are you going to do to stop it? Khalil demands to know. Mr. Yushi, that's nothing of your concern with Nell's stresses. It definitely concerns us. I chip him. Do you even know where Julio's headquarters are? Khalil questions. Seeing Nell's silence is enough to know. In fact, he doesn't know where Julio is. Our informant might know more, I say, but he won't help us unless he gets something in return. Something in return, he repeats. He wants out, a new identity. If we can get one for him, he'll let us know where Julio leader is. That's not exactly what I told Mr. Invisible. He's supposed to send proof of Benjamin being alive, but I figured the details aren't as important when talking to Nell. You think I would trust the word of this mysterious informant of yours, Miss Yushi? I believe you aren't even a registered superhero. It doesn't matter. We can help out and make sure to stop Julio from using the blueprints. Why would you deny us? I question. Miss Yushi, unless you're registered, you're forbidden to use your ability in public. We already had to deal with the Super Mall Girl fiasco from before. Neil rubs his temples with a sigh. I'm not using my ability, I groan. We have ways of cleaning up a mess you made. All we need is a little something in return. I can assure you our best supers are on the case. We do not need help from civilians like you. I cannot say no more about it than this, but my decision is final. Are you sure about that? Because if they have the ability to stop anyone's power, I'm pretty sure your best supers won't hold a candle against that weapon. They'd be instantly useless. That is for us to handle. Please have faith. We are doing the best we can to combat Julio's operations. He rattles off like a spokesperson trying to cover up a grave mistake. Let me think. If I go Pierce, he's just gonna yell at us. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna go kind. It probably ain't gonna get no shit done. We're gonna go kind. Can you not reconsider? Our informant is valuable, I stress. Mr. Invisible could definitely help us take Julio down if we're able to interact with his leader. That could very well be, Miss Yuji. However, it doesn't concern you. Neither of you are registered superheroes. No, you are assigned to this case. We got it handled, Nell explains. Handled. You let Julio steal my designs and create a terrifying weapon that can unleash to the world. This is huge. And you know what's crazy? This nigga Julio does this now, before the invasion, when we need superheroes. Like, nigga, are you dumb? So as soon as you launch this weapon, nobody ain't gonna have no fucking powers. And then when Vargas get down here, you'll be like, oh, this is a piece of cake, and start killing everybody, and we're fucked. Now Earth is taking over because your dumb ass want to do some stupid shit. Handled. Okay, I already read all this. And it is our duty to contain it. I expect you to not let anyone know of this, lest there be consequences. But we can help. Our informant is. We already allowed a lot of leeway for both of you, including allowing the aliens to cohabitate with you. Do not test our patience, he warns us. Before I can get another word in, Nell gets up from his desk with a confident stance. Now I have a lot of work left to do. I take it you will leave without causing any problems, he asks. I ball my hands up to a fist, feeling powerless to convince him otherwise. I know I was being hypocrite by not actually helping out Mr. Invisible. Now that I decided to let him get that new identity, I feel like I've failed him. No, we're leaving, I say, biting down on my lip. Khalil looks at me expectantly, but once I get up from my seat, he follows suit. Will you let us know if you destroyed all their data about the bracelets? I asked. Khalil asks. I'm not allowed to disclose that, he says robotically. Click my tongue at him. Come on, let's go, I tell my brother. We leave Forestry Building with heavy hearts. This is all so frustrating. I couldn't do anything this time around, no leverage. Unable to sleep, this is my own mind. I roll around on my bed and punch my pillow. Without Forestry Inc. to help, I can't give new papers to Mr. Invisible, which means I'm unable to keep my promise after being child, okay, been chided by York about it. This really sucks. How did my parents do it? Were they going to help him out? And Mr. Invisible did say he was going to meet with them on the day that they died, but that was over 8 years ago. Where would I even start? Maybe I can find something in the basement that was left behind. I fling my legs out of bed and exit my room. On my way to the basement, I passed by James, who is enjoying a beverage that looks suspiciously a lot like hot chocolate. Did you learn to make it yourself? I asked, pointing at his cup. James looks down at the beverage before his brown eyes flicker over me again. I could not operate the heating device. It wouldn't warm the liquid, he says. Oh, the microwave, you mean? Here, it's simple. I say, walking towards it and taking the cup out of his hands. I throw it into the microwave and immediately press on the largest button, which automatically starts to count down from 1 minute. After a minute, it beeps, and I move it from the microwave, handing it over to James. Enjoy. I tell him with a slight smile. Are you going to your parents' lair? He asks as he sees me walking towards the door of the basement. Lair? I repeat. That sounds funny. Like it's an evil lair. Yes. I would like to see if there's anything down there that can help me out. Help you out? Or the man we question? He inquires. He's got good intuition. The invisible man, I answer. Want to help him out? Want to help? James doesn't answer. He just follows me downstairs. Look at him being nice. I'll take it that you decided to help out the little fiend. After all, he draws out, smugly sipping on his hot chocolate. Yes, Igor talked some sense to me. Good. Then you can stick to your own convictions as you said you would, he said sagely. I don't want to hear that coming from someone who was totally okay with torturing the poor man, I say, shaking my head. Hey, they're your convictions, not mine. Besides, it was a bluff. I'm unable to act on my own threats in this state. He gestures at the bracelets on his wrist. I sit down in the chair, staring at the powered off computer screen. My parents were going to help with his new identity. He claims he was going to meet with them on the day of their death, so they must have something prepared for him. I just don't know what or where. Just a reminder, I cannot read your earthly language, I say casually. The Bible fish may translate spoken words, but not written ones. Yes, I understand. I think if we're looking for new documents, it should include a picture of him at least. I pick up one of the folders from the racks next to the desk, calmly browsing through its contents. Do you think you can help me browse through all the papers here and look for his face on one of the pictures? In one of the pictures, I asked him. The invisible rat? Yeah, that's the one. You remember his face, right? I never forget a face. He reassures me. Good. Let's get to work. I pull out another folder and hand it over to James. He gives me a pointed look before taking it from my hand, flipping it through the pages as he holds his cup of hot chocolate in his other hand. We begin browsing through the various folders that are archived in the basement, placing the ones that we've already checked into a different pile. Is this not him? James says James, showing me the folder in his hand. I can feel myself getting excited as I see it's a picture of him. Then my hope crushed when I realized it's just a regular file they have on him. Very first one I looked through. Yes, it is, but it's not the file I'm looking for. It might be closed. It might be closed in an envelope or something hidden. I keep the folder open on the desk as a reference point of his profile pic. We resume our work, going through each drawer one by one. 2 hours later, we're almost to the last drawer. I yawn out loud and stretch out my arms in the air. If you're tired, you should rest. There's no need to stay awake to look through everything in a single night, says James. I crack my neck. It's fine. I won't be able to sleep otherwise with this weighing on my mind. I ignore the advice and comb through the rest of the files. There's a lot of information my parents have accumulated through the years. So much professional info on the Subarus. It's almost like they were paparazzi. The idea that my parents may have left the papers with Mr. Invisible's new identity behind his far-fetched, but it would feel wrong not to at least try and find out. An hour later, we completely looked through the green archive, but there's still more files behind us. What time is it? 4 a.m.? I can't even keep track of time. There are no windows in this basement. My eyes gaze over as I flip through the pages. Faces get all blurry to me. Soon I find my eyes closing. I jerk awake with a jolt, stepping up my head from the desk as I felt something touch my hair. I blink up in a daze at James, who stares back at me in an equally confused expression. James steers away his gaze and quickly pulls his hand back to the side. He looks like he's been caught doing something he's not supposed to. You were asleep, he says in a robotic tone. What were you doing? I asked. His eyes widen for a fraction of a second, but he quickly masks it with a poker face. I've been browsing through all the papers, he states. I brushed the hair away from my face, distinctly remembering something touching my hair and it was moving. Were you touching me? I asked, demanding to know. I was making sure you were really asleep, he says with a slight cough. By touching my hair, I cocked my head to the side, staring at him with blank eyes. James' expression becomes increasingly more uncomfortable, almost as if he's fidgeting at this point. I admit my curiosity had gotten the better of me. I apologize. Curiosity. This is confusing me, but the fact that James would willingly want to touch me is making me feel all kinds of nervousness. What were you curious about? I asked quietly. He looks like he really doesn't want to answer that question, opting to narrow his eyes at me. You should return to your room and get some rest. It's unsightly to be drooling on the table, he says, avoiding my question. I wipe the corner of my mouth, in the back of my hand, finding a little bit of dry drool on there. Oh crap, I must have been asleep for a while. Hey, don't avoid the question, I grumble. I found something while you're asleep, he says, ignoring me again. Suddenly an envelope shows in front of my face. It's been torn open by James. Interestingly, I take it from him and remove the papers inside. A plastic ID card tumbles out of it and lands on the desk. My eyes grow large when I recognize the person in the picture is Mr. Invisible, except the ID card does not say his real name, Alexander. It says German Baxton. This is it, I cry in happiness, standing in front of the chair with the ID card in my hand. The rest of the papers are a fake birth certificate, some vaccination booklet, and a passport as well, matching his ID card. The ID has since expired due to the lying in the basement for 8 years. However, there's still 2 years left on the passport. Mr. Invisible could easily request a new ID using this. He could leave Julio like he wanted to. This is what you were looking for? James asked, seeing my happy expression. Yeah, go ahead, go for that hug. Feeling myself float above the clouds, I throw my arms around James' neck, pulling him for an embrace. James stiffens up at my hug, his arms stretched outward, standing motionless. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. He groans as I squeeze him and press my face against his chest. His heart beats in a pleasant melody. Thank you so much. I can't believe it was actually here after all, I say with a giggle. I'm so happy they left the papers behind. James starts, suddenly swallowing his own tongue. I release him from my death grip, my arm sliding down his neck so I can get a proper look at his face. And so he immediately turns around and hides his face. Well, whatever. I'm too happy to care about his grumpy attitude. I turn my attention back on the papers, scanning through the information. It's all there. I can actually bargain with Mr. Invisible and help finish what my parents started. I neatly tuck everything back inside of the envelope and keep it on top of the desk. Come on, let's sleep, I tell James. Huh? He says, expression puzzled. I push against his back so he'll wake up. He walked up the stairs, sleep. After hounding him up the stairs, he whirls around to face me. There's no need to express your gratitude this way, he says awkwardly. I raise my eyebrows at him. What are you talking about? In what way? I ask, confused. You do not need to beg me. Verbal gratitude is sufficient enough. I blink in confusion. Did I hear what he said? Did I hear that right? No, I must be sleepy. I was just telling you to go to sleep. You don't want to... You don't want to join? He asks, equally confused now. What you mean? You want me to join you, man? What you talking about? What you talking about? I was golfing response. That's what you think I was saying? Your earthling ways are very contradicting. Perhaps you should be clearer in your own wording. He hisses back in embarrassment. How about you stop misconstructing everything I do as some sort of seduction tactic? I reason. Then quit being so seductive. He blames me. I took my head to the side. Wait. He says, "We like grab his words. I mean, nah. You think I said?" Ooh, so that's how it is. I see. We gonna tease him a little. We gonna tease him a little bit. No, you think I'm being seductive, or it's that you're just attracted to me? So everything I do seems like I'm seducing you. I dart around him with a flirty smile. That's not what I mean, he says in a flustered tone. Jane, you should reel yourself in. I'm not actively trying to get you into bed here. Those are all your own interpretations. He accused me of this too many times. I can't help just being the way I am. He parts his lips to speak, but then closes it as quickly. He runs his hand through his short hair, mumbling over it. With a heavy sigh, he closes his eyes. Your actions are vexing. I'm not completely immune. He grumbles slowly. My throat suddenly turns dry. I'm dumbstruck. My sleepiness has wandered, and now I'm wide awake. Immune? I repeat sheepishly. I haven't done anything on purpose. Is he saying that whatever he thinks I'm doing is actually having an effect on him? I apologize for misinterpreting. I mean, I don't mind. I'm merely trying to debuff your advances, he explains solemnly. That's a blow to my ego. He thinks I'm making moves on him, so he's rejecting me in advance. I haven't even flirted with the man for real, and he's already rejected me. Maybe Earthlings are different, but for Rayu, we take seduction seriously. We mate for life, not just any attempt to court us. They mate for life. I can see why he would be so conservative in response. Oh, that must mean James has never been intimate with anyone. Not that I need to know that. Totally not. Look, I'm really not trying to court you or anything. I explain myself. But if I'm romantically interested in someone, or maybe I'll touch them more often, I would smile around them, perhaps blush. I would seek them out for their company or assistance, maybe even confide in them. At this point, I'm just rambling. But James needs to realize whatever he thinks I'm doing is not what it means. I don't know why I'm so hung up about it. It's just a misunderstanding. But James' comment is not about not being immune to whatever he thinks I'm doing has rattled me. He pins me down with a long pointed stare, remaining quiet all the time. Very well, then let's put this behind us, he says slowly. Gladly, I say, smirking awkwardly. Let's just rest for now, okay? Thank you for your help. He gives me another weird stare before finally turning around and walking up the stairs. All the while, I can't stop thinking about his comment. He's not immune? I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. In the morning, I send a text message to Mr. Invisible. His papers are ready in return for proof of life. Focus on me, son. Stop thinking about last night. James is going to kick my ass otherwise. Not that he can, but it's a figure of speech. Oh my god. Here he comes. I dodge to the side, avoiding a massive body and coming straight towards me. I defend myself the best I can, but he sneaky manages to catch my wrist. He spins me around and brings me close to his body, keeping me locked down. I struggle to break free, but I'm hardly even trying at this point. I can't help but focus on the rhythm of his heart, or how large his torso is being pressed against my back. Then all of a sudden he releases me with a click of his tongue. You're not even trying to break free. Why'd I break free when I like being here? Who told you I wanted to leave? You're not even trying. I honestly have no excuse. If you're not going to take this seriously, then run back to the house and let me train in peace. He says gruffly. I have better things to do than train someone who doesn't put in any effort. I'm sorry, I said with a go. I'm just a bit distracted. Distractions can be deadly, he hisses. I know. and focus. I shake my head, trying to clear my mind. I do need to focus. This is stupid. Okay, ready. I shot back at him, getting into my stance. I try my best to get back into training, parrying, deflecting, even throwing some punches. Lately, I've been favoring lower kicks to get him down to the dirt. Or at least that's my intention, but the practicality of it leaves it much. Where's my water? Leaves much to be desired. Come on, go down. I say, trying to get him to bend the knee. How many times do I have to tell you? A leg sweep won't work on someone my size, James explains. You are too petite for this. You might find a glimmer of success if I'm already in motion and caught off guard. I'm proud of him. I wanted to sweep him off his feet, but I guess he's too much of a brick wall for that. Alright, how do I catch you off guard? I asked in return. Do you think your enemies would casually tell you how to bring them down? That's why I'm asking you, not my enemy. At least we're not supposed to be enemies. James sighed loudly and stands up straight. Fine, if you want to be crafty, look for a blind spot. Every species has one. I gesture at his whole body. Well, what's your blind spot? It always seems like you can see everything or anticipate what I'm going to do before I know myself. As much as I appreciate the compliment of my abilities, I am, however, not omnipotent. He points to the back of his head. I do not have eyes on the back of my head, in case you haven't noticed. I snort at his sarcasm. I've been very adequate with the back of your head. You don't need to point out the obvious, I reply. It seems to grow James' expression to a humbler one, as he probably recalling the time I cut his hair. When I found out how his ears are his biggest weakness of his. That's still an awkward memory. Now I can't stop thinking about it. James' blushing face. God. What kind of... Oh God, I want to kind of see him make that face. James coughs into his hand, catching my attention. Point is, if you want to catch me off guard, it has to be in a position where I cannot see you, where I'm too distracted to pay attention. I shrug, but your senses are super sharp. You can tell if I'm behind you even when I don't make a sound. He crosses his arms, smirking slightly. That's because I have a keen sense of smell. I can't tell you if you're praising me or if you're saying I stink. Both. He answers matter of fact. My jaw drops open in response. He really said I smell. Not even a white lie or anything. Well, excuse me for sweating when training out on a hot day. I say, feeling mildly slighted. It's not the issue. Precipitation is not the issue. You merely smell like an earthling. Attempts to explain his statement. I lift up my armpit to smell myself. What the hell does a human even smell like? Well, you have a different scent than the other earthlings. It's distinct. Dirtier. What are you trying to say, bro? I'm ready. I'm ready to throw hands. Dirtier. He shakes his head. No. Incorrect choice of words. I mean dirt. Your essence is more like dirt. I try to control myself from having an outburst. James, you better stop talking right now over here. Calling someone dirt is pretty low insult. James exhales a heavy sigh, rubbing his temples. This is puzzling me. It was not meant to be an insult. My arms are crossed and I stare at him with a judging glare, not wanting to further argue with him. Forgive me if I spoke out of line. Seeing James unexpectedly act humble because of his words, it does make me feel a little bit better. I make a mental note to start wearing unscented deodorant from now on. Alright, I draw it out awkwardly. Let's resume training, he grunts loudly. Perhaps then you can hold your own against someone the same level as you are. James gets ready into a stance, but instead I lower my arms, letting them hang to the side. Hey James, I started, suddenly recalling our conversation with York. His brown eyes flicker to meet my gaze, and he relaxes his posture. What now? Have you decided to quit? York says says that sometimes good men do bad things. Seems like that little runt has the capacity of a philosophical thought, after all. He looks pleased about this. Where does that leave you, I ask. What? He echoes flatly. I start advancing closer to him, dragging my feet across the dirt. I'm asking, are you a good man doing bad things, or are you a bad man doing bad things? I can see James roll his eyes so much, it's practically doing a 180 in his sockets. What kind of childish question is this? Through what metric are you categorizing them as good or bad? He huffs. It's a simple question, really. Do you think your intentions are good? All of a sudden, James closing the gap between us. The fuck he do? He just got flashbang, bro. I yelp in surprise when he wraps one arm around my waist and lifts me up from the ground, and he tosses me into the air like a ninja throwing star. I'm ejected above the canopy of the trees, way too high up. James, I scream in panic. I come crashing down towards the earth, but not before James catches me in his arms, distributing the kinetic force of my fall through the grace of his actions. I'm completely bewildered for a second, my heart beating fast and my mind still trying to play catch up. He's not putting me down, instead still carrying me in his arms. Do not forget who I am, says James in his forbidding tone as he peers through my eyes. I could have ended your life in a second with these hands of mine. He tightens his grip on me to illustrate his point. My intentions are purely selfish, and don't try to force me into your black and white worldview. As I finally find my voice, I can't help but to laugh at him. Seriously, you had to throw me in the air to intimidate me? Unnerved, look at the smile. Unnerved by my positive reaction, James doesn't look like he knows what to do with me anymore. I tap his shoulder, now put me down. Without even a single word of complaint, James gently places me down towards the dirt. I wipe my clothes down, having caught a bunch of dust as he threw me up in the air. I told you you're not an innocent man, James. Certainly not a tragic hero one. But you can't fool me with your empty threats anymore. You're not going to kill me. You're not, nor hurt me for that matter. So let's stop the pretenses. I give him a cheeky grin. I am merely reminding you of my past transgressions and about the amount of power I have over you. He finally responds. What power, I say, flashing the back of my hand towards him. Our oath? So what? Even without it, you still wouldn't have done anything to me. I say with an air of confidence. James growls at me, his face is growing thin. What's your point with all this dribble? Honestly, it's more for me. My point is, you're reminding me that even people with a bad history can deserve a second chance. I scratch my head, trying to find the words to explain myself better. I'm saying I've changed my mind about you and that I forgive you for kidnapping me. It's a simplified version of what I really feel. The more I've gotten to know James and his history, the more I realize that he's just a product of his surroundings. What truly matters is that how he acts going forward, without these chains of commitment and threats holding him back. Who is he? Who is the man he's going to choose to be now that he has the freedom? I know he's under the oath, so strictly speaking, he has no freedom, but I'm finding myself willing to remove it. And while I doubt he's helping us fight our Lord Vartress because he cares about humanity and the earth, he did say it was for his sister. I do believe that small part of him wants to help me, or at the very least, he doesn't want me to die. You have a very strange mindset if you think combat training was the appropriate time and place to air all of your grievances, he says with a small sigh. I shrug my shoulders at him. I smile, not leaving up in my face. You could just say something as simple as I understand in return, you know. The agitation present in his eyes tells me he's not in the mood for this. But with another weighted groan, he says it. I understand. Good. Cheerfully. I say cheerfully, clapping my hands together. Oh, and another thing. What now? He asks, peeved. Before he knows it, I jam my foot into his back of his knee, making him bend. With a low kick, I sweep him off his feet. Finally catch him off guard. He stumbles forward, laying into the dirt. A rush of accomplishment flows through my body, running all of my nerves. Yes, I cheer out loud. I did it. I got you. James, he gonna beat our ass, bro. James finally comprehends what has happened and whips his head up to give us a deadly glare. You caught me off guard, he says smiling. Exactly. I say happily. I nailed it. But even James can't stay mad for too long. Soon his expression softens and his lips curve into a smirk. Congratulations, I've fallen for you. You made for real. Yes, wait, what? I stuttered, perplexed. James slowly rises from the dirt, looking super casual about the bombshell he just dropped. You fallen for me? I managed to choke out, my mouth turning dry. Yes, I've fallen before you. That was your intention, no? My cheeks turned poppy red in response for mishearing his words. Haha, yes, completely. I felt my face to cool down. I've been racking my mind, thinking about James' immune comment. I never stopped me to realize. Maybe I'm the one who's not immune. Perhaps we should quit after all. Your face is getting overheated. He says, I'm blushing, you dimwit. On the other hand, it's a good thing he doesn't realize I thought he was confessing his love for me. And I would really rather be anywhere but here right now. My phone suddenly rings, startling both of us. Great. Distraction. Just what I needed. The name on the screen reads Mr. Invisible. Hello? I greet him, turning serious. You're lucky they had the job for me to do. They're busy as hell lately. Check your phone and you have proof. I expect the papers by tomorrow. He hangs up and just as fast, dumbfounded for a moment. I can't do anything but stare at my screen to see the small notification in the corner that I got a message. As I open it up, it's a video file about 30 seconds long. Just from the thumbnail alone, I can tell the man wearing the hat is Benjamin. What was that? Asked James, noticing my uncharacteristic silence. The proof we asked for, that the man he claimed was the leader of Julio, that he's alive, I say with mouth agape. James stands next to me as I press the play button. The scene begins to play. Oh, we finna see what his dad looked like? Alright, there are ruffling sounds and the video starts to play. Mr. Invisible is operating the phone, walking around and weaving in between several people who don't notice him. He's in a large meeting room. Several board members are seated at the table. Look at that bitch ass dad. Fuck that nigga. We will use that day to strike, says Benjamin. Some of the board members have concerns about this plan, says another man. Concerns? Benjamin spits out in a mocking tone. What if our moles found out the truth, that there is an immediate attack on Earth, much larger than the last one? What will happen if there's no one to stop them? Gentlemen, we'll be safely locked away in our bunkers. When that happens, we're completely safe. Oh, so this nigga don't give a fuck. This nigga dumb. I swear to God, stupid ass nigga. Alright, so once some aliens find you in your bunker, they gonna get your ass. And I hope they kill y'all. Y'all ain't shit. How long do you expect us to stay in a bunk? Now our plan comes with some risk. But it is to succeed. On the 8th, during the Super Day Parade, when many famous supers will attend, we will begin. Plans are already set in motion. I hereby adjourn this meeting. He nudges a finger behind his suspenders. We shall resume on the 15th in the Grand Hotel. The video screening then blurs and stops. Oh shit. Honestly, I have no words of what I've just watched. Not only did Mr. Invisible get proof that Benjamin is alive, but also that they're planning to attack. James looks at me, his gaze Were they talking about the anticipation of Lord Righteous attack? I think so, yeah. But how would they know? The people you work with don't seem very trustworthy, he huffs. Leaking out information, objects getting stolen. No, they seem to be doing a poor job. I need to tell Khalil and Kane. We wrap up our session and hurry back to the cabin. We decide not to tell Kane the news over the phone, nor send him the video. It felt wrong to send him the video of his supposedly dead father like that, so we invited him over. And the look of horror that washes over Kane's face breaks my heart. Khalil looks at him with apologetic eyes. We both just want to comfort him. When the video ends, Kane pushes the phone back to my hand. His eyes look cool and devoid for any emotion. He combs his hair back with his hand and plops down onto the couch with a gun. Fuck, he yells out loud, throwing a pillow across the room. I can understand his anger. This was a double whammy. Not only is your father still alive, he's also running things at Julio, actively hunting people down like me and Kane, his own son. What does this mean? Is my mom alive too? He questions us. I honestly don't know at this point. I admit my limited knowledge. It's plausible at this point. Khalil starts, casting his eyes down at the coffee table. That night they died, Mr. Invisible told us that he was supposed to be meeting with our parents. He gave them a picture of Benjamin. So far, what he said has been true, which means that he wasn't lying when he said Benjamin backstabbed them. I add to the conversation. Are you implying that Kane gave to me? I think our parents found out Benjamin was involved with Julio, and Benjamin killed them to silence him. Khalil finishes my train of thought. All the evidence so far does point to that direction. But what about my mom? Kane asks, seemingly not conflicted at all to accept our theory. I don't know. Maybe our parents tried to warn her, and she got caught in the fire, I suggest. I don't think we'll ever know the truth of what happened that night. Not unless Benjamin tells us, says Khalil. Shit, I still can't picture it. He's alive, but also Julio boss? Kane pulls his own hair in frustration. I think right now we should focus on the contents of the video. Mr. Invincible actually recorded a very good moment for us, trying to steer Kane away from falling into rage. Plans of attack and location for their next meeting, the Grand Hotel. Khalil nods as he closes his eyes. Hey guys. They mentioned they knew of the attack that would happen sometime this month. What if that's their goal? I asked, recalling one of the board members having their concerns. What do you mean? Asked Kane. They're trying to use the super parade to strip as many superheroes from their abilities as possible so that they can't fight back against Virtue's attack. Khalil seems to understand. That actually makes sense. It would definitely align with their goals to wipe out superheroes. It would just cause even more chaos if there's no one left to defend us. Yeah, if supers fail to protect, then Julio could flaunt it to the world, saying this is why we don't need supers. Kane weighs him. Do we tell Forrester Inc.? I asked in a tiny voice. You heard him last time. He got it handled. Khalil's huffs, mimicking Nell's voice. They don't want our help. Fine by me. We can do this ourselves. Guys, are you really doing this? Kane asked, looking at us with innocent eyes. Are we turning vigilantes? I struck his head with a comforting but pained smile. It's too late for that. We already are. Khalil looks at us. So we're all in? I nod at him. Yes. Now I turn to Kane. Let's infiltrate them and apprehend my dad. He says, determined. He's got some questions to answer. Oh shit! He certainly does. If we're going to infiltrate, we'll need all the help we can get. Julio is serious business, and not to only have weapons, but they also seem to employ various superheroes for their cause. Not to mention, Mr. Invisible said Benjamin never leaves without an army of bodyguards. And this is why we're asking for your help, I said, looking at York and James. York bows in front of me. It would be my honor to serve you, man sign. He immediately accepts. I smile at him, knowing that that's what his response would be. But the question is, will James, this plan of terrorists, are they specifically targeting Lord Virtue's return? He asks. I believe so. At least that's what we can infer from the video. They want to attack superheroes and strip them from their power so that, at least so that there's no one left to fight Bartress. Kane, Khalil, and I gathered. This is what the meeting is about. What they're planning on to do with the super parade, and one of the men mentioning the immediate attack. They want to make sure no one can fight back. So that it'll create more chaos while they safely sit in a bunker somewhere. If Archers can kill a bunch of supers, that's a job well done for them. Then obviously we need to exterminate these cretins. James looks like he's made up his mind. A little less on exterminating, please. Hee. I chuckle awkwardly. Will I receive a super suit as well? He asks excitedly. Of course, we have to match now. We matching. We all the same side, I say, smiling broadly. You will have to glamour back into a human, though, I guess. Out in public, yes, I understand. We have no time to waste. We must prepare a new training regimen at once. James barks out. His brown eyes lock on mine. You included. I totally understand. We'll definitely need to prepare. Alright, they're in. If Julio is gathering on the 15th, we'll have a week left to plan and prepare. Oh shit. Oh shit, y'all, it's going down! 25 niggas going down! Oh, I got stress. Alright, let me check. Let me do a time check real quick. Where the fuck is the time at? Am I blind? Oh, 2 hours. That ain't bad. Oh, win! Alright, I'm gonna end it. Fuck. I'm gonna end it and start back. Just great, bro. Just great, bro. Oh, it's one thing, it's another.